There we go. I was not muted. OBS just decided to reset my settings and change to a microphone that didn't exist. So let's try that again. Hello, everyone. Welcome to CPL Season 10, Big Click Energy versus Needlelight T0 this week. Let's see, make sure that all my other audio settings aren't messed up since that one decided to mess up. It looks like it's good. Desktop audio is going, catching that, it's catching that. So everything should be good to go this time. Got that big Naka energy, big cast energy. I am excited for some more CPL. I'm excited to hop into some more casts. My cat's going to scream in the background. It's good times. The C should have been lower case. I got blessed because of you. You don't like typing like internet people and capitalizing every single word? Freaking internet people. Let's go ahead and hop into our first game here. Should be ArmadA versus Launch. All right, and in the top right, we have our orange Terran. It is Launch. And then bottom right, we have our yellow Protoss player. It is ArmadA. TVP to kick things off right at the start of the day. Killer Ace is apparently a Taunch fan. I don't know who Taunch is, but that's what he's saying in chat. Let's go Taunch. Ah, itchy face. All right. Let's see if we see anything crazy going on in this first game. I don't think we will, but you never know. One of these CPL seasons, I need to spend the season just cheesing so I can work on my cheese game. My cheese game is pretty weak. Starting off on retro here. Sorry, I got that map right. Yep, I got the map right. Okay, good. Very good. It's like the Taka. Taco. I want some tacos now. Is it lunchtime yet? Alright, supply depot going down. Pylon. Nothing too crazy. It's going to be a normal start at the very least. 4-pull master. I am not a 4-pull master. I even 4-pulled, worst. Jeez, I don't know why I blinked on that and lost with my 4-pull. That was my own mistake, though. I should have killed the gateway instead of ignoring it, but that's okay. Spoilers, for some reason that game's casted, but that's alright. Barracks going down, gas going down, gateway going down, everything looking standard so far from both of our players. So I'm not going to see any crazy shenanigans, unfortunately. Alright, scout going out. So we're going to have a scout before the probe goes out for our Terran player. Cybercore going down. We going to scout on Cybercore? We are not. Is ArmadA just going to play a no scouting game? A ballsy Protoss player here. We are going to get last scout for our Terran player, though, which is going to be good for ArmadA. And the fact that we're not doing a Raxless or a gasless expander or anything like that's going to bode well for our Protoss player as well. Let me move just one moment here. Chat somewhere a little bit easier to see. No scout was legit. I mean, yeah, you can do it, but, you know, if they go for a gasless expand, you're just behind because you can't react to it at all. But gasless expand is pretty cheesy and not very common, so. Let's see what our follow-up here for ArmadA is going to be. Should get expand on the one gate, I would assume, but you never know. And we are going to get a cross scout from our Terran player Launch. Y'all CPL players need to use your proper names when you play, gosh darn it. That's the first place I look when I'm trying to remember who's who. Alright, Nexus is going down. We're going to have that Nexus down pretty freaking early too, so CC, or the SCV is going to finally scout that. I'm surprised he's going left first with how late that scout got here. He should assume that it's cross spawn or top right, depending on the scout timing. Oh, attacking our own gas. That's never a good sign. But we catch it. We're going to kill this SCV. And back at home, we are floating the factory instead of making a unit. That might have been a misclicked. We know the first Dragoon's out. Do we start the CC before the bunker? We do. We got to send a second SCV down there to get the bunker. He is doing that. We are making a 4th Marine just to be extra safe. Y2, with his optimized gas mining, he's really got a hard-on for that lately. pointing out that ArmadA is not optimizing his gas mining. Gonna make Y2 cry. He's got them C-tier Protoss strats, don't you know? Alright, first vulture is out. We are making a machine shop afterwards, so we'll probably get mines. Gonna try and chase the goon back to get the vulture out, but these marines should turn around and come back once the vulture gets out. Yep. Noob gas mining ability, exactly. Quite a big transfer here. Not an over transfer though, we're good. And we did poke in and see the command center. I'm assuming based on the amount of damage this Dragoon took, I didn't catch it, but if he's taking a little bit of hull damage, there's no other reason to have done that other than to pop in and scout this. Second gateway going down. Do we have a robo on the way? We do have a robotics facility on the way. Not sure what this vulture's doing. I guess checking up here for the probe, but no probe is to be found. Probably should start our pylon wall. Looks like we're going to do that now. And we do have tanks on the way with mines, so we're going to only go one vulture into mine. Probably lay some a mine here and then a mine here and one out here somewhere most likely. Second gateway finishing up. Waiting to see what our tech is going to be, if we're going to go into Reaver or just stop at Observatory for this. First tank is out for our Terran player, and we are adding an eBay. So going really quick into defensive play here out of our Terran player. There's the first mine. We'll see if he wants to lay one down here too. He may not, because this is a riskier expansion to take for our Protoss player. Now we are going to lay some mines probably at the bridge too. Yeah, so that's where our third mine's going. And we are starting a vulture production with our second tank, and we'll probably get some turrets down around the ring of turrets, since we don't exactly know what's going on in our Protoss opponent's base. We hear the observers do see that it is only observer. We're not seeing Reaver tech. Second gas is up, but we are not mining that quite yet either. Like to point out, just so it's on record for all time, Y2Kid admitting that he is a D master. He's not even C anymore, so when I call him bad, that's his own fault. Turret ring going up. Do we have Robotech? Still no Robotech? Yeah, we're skipping Robotech, so these turrets are going to end up being a bit of a pain for launch. Some lost money he didn't need to spend, but that's okay. I do like these defensive mines, though. 3 Dragoons going out across the map. Oh, 2 Dragoons and an Observer. But with the 2 tanks back at home, not really much they can do. Don't think we have siege mode yet. Second factory starting up for our Terran player. We are going to try and poke in with the Observer. There is a hole here, not quite a big enough a hole, and that Observer is going to fall. That's unfortunate. Losing your first Observer is pretty rough. I have never lost to the D. I will just have you know. It's never happened. You have 0 proof. 2 gateways, Robo... What are we going back down here? Templar Archive. So we're going really quick into Templar Tech. We'll see if he wants to throw in a second Robo and go for that dropship play or what the plan here is, but very fast Templar Tech for ArmadA. He may even go 2 base Arbiter. We're seeing a really late third, so either one of those has a potential. This Vulture's still on the map, just getting information. Being very proactive with that. We started our starport. We have started our starport, so we are going to go into Upgrade Terran for sure. Going to get that second armory and go into 2-1. Setting a second observer out. We can't get into the main, but we can at least park it here. We could go into the main if we go all the way up and around, but ArmadA may not even try that because he saw the... what are the Dragoons shooting at? Oh, a mine over here. ArmadA saw this turret and this turret, so he sees that there's a defensive turret, so he may just assume one is up here somewhere. 4 factories coming up. Are we going to get a 5th factory, or are we staying on 4 factories is going to be the question. Back at our Protoss base, we are throwing down some more gateways. We are getting our forge, and we are going into shuttle tech and arbiter tech, so we are going to go for the 2 base arbiter. We should see the expansion go down now that the arbiter tech is finished up. That's a bit of an older style, going 2 base arbiter into expand, but it's still a strong style that can still work pretty well for our players. And we are going up to 5 factories for our turn. We do need to start our second armory at some point. Is it in the natural? Not in the natural. So we're going to be a little bit late on that +1 armor, but +1 armor, but that's okay. Scan going down into the main. We do see the Arbiter tech as long as he clicks on the building. So we are aware that it is a 2 base Arbiter play out of our Protoss player. Probe is over here getting ready to take the Nexus. Floating a ton of minerals. Let's take that Nexus, ArmadA! More gateways going down. And we're going up to a 6th factory, in fact, so getting pretty heavy into that factory. What's in our shuttle? We've just got Zealots in the shuttle. Do we have any Templars out at all, or are we only going into Arbiter Tech with the Templar Archive? Looks like it's only Arbiter Tech. Arbiters are extremely gas expensive, so being able to afford both would be pretty difficult. Like you can see, he's got 1,000 minerals and no gas. We still aren't taking this third, too, which is driving me nuts. 6 factories. Are we going to start the CC for our turn at some point, or are we going to go for a push? We do have a Forge on the way. We have started our +1 for our Protoss. Ooh, scans and sees 3 DTs and the dropship. That might throw him off. If he didn't click on this building, he only saw the Templar tech. Actually, did he even see the Templar tech? Oops, not what I meant to click. Oh my gosh. Can I click the right thing, please? Yeah, I think he saw the Templar tech. So he may think it's drop ships. We are going to fly into the main with DTs, but we do have defensive turrets already set up. However, if he can get over this one and burst this turret down, or over this one and burst this turret down, that could be pretty devastating. Keep an eye on that. Finally get that Nexus down. A couple of Zealots going out. Do we have leg speed on the way? We do. We have Stasis on the way. Our first Arbiter is going to be finishing up before too much longer. Still no command center from our Terran, so our Terran player is planning on going for a big push here, and that is a ton of siege tanks. They do have +1, but we never started 2-1, so we are purely 6 factory with no extra upgrades. Dropship's going to scout this as well. Were we going to drop a DT? Nope. Got to be careful with the one Goliath here. It does not have Goliath range. Yeah, we are dropping a DT, trying to force a scan out. Did not get the scan. Do we have energy for scans? We do have 1 scan here, 2 scans here. We do need to save those scans for the Arbiter Tech as well. That would have been really good if you got a scan baited out with that 1 DT, but we have a Science Vessel out now, so overall irrelevant. But this is a scary army from Terran. It's going to require a really good stasis to not die to this army. In fact, he really should come up here and like just force the siege and slow this down, try and increase his army more, pick up some of the Vultures if he can as well. He's just going to go for it. Zealot's mostly getting onto Vultures here. We are going to start dropping the DTs on the tank line, but we do have this Science Vessel, keep in mind. We didn't have Stasis Energy, but Armada actually going to clean this up without even having to use the Stasis. A really good engagement, and we're just going to get a GG out of launch. And that is going to take the first game for Armada. All right, Armada starting off strong with a 1-0 lead. We got the kitty in the background. Say hi to the kitty, everyone. She's cute. Her name is Suna, but she's also known as a Tinky Tines or a Minnie Mouse. And she is a little gremlin. I don't think she's a cat. I think she's a fae. She has some extremely chaotic energy, but fortunately right now she's just sleeping, so. All right, let's hop into our next game here. In the top left, we have our Black Terran currently down 0-1. It is launch. And in the top right, we have our Green Protoss player taking the first game in a very decisive first push. It is our Green Protoss Armada. And no, my cats know better than to get on my desk. I haven't got them to stop getting on my counters, which is really fun because I have to clean the counters every time I want to cook. But they don't get on my desk. They at least have learned that much. So. Jumping onto my lap mid-game, however, with her claws out sometimes does happen, so, you know, it's not like she isn't a nuisance on occasion. All right, first game, kind of a bit anticlimactic, the Terran pushing into the center of the map and then just getting stomped, so we'll have to see if he's got a better plan going into game number 2. Looks like neither of our players is going to do anything exceedingly cheesy. Interesting supply depot location. I wonder if you can barracks there, if that's what that's for, or is he going to place the barracks here? We'll have to see what he wants to do. That's a bit far from the mineral line, which would be a bit worrying for me if we saw Zealot pressure, but based on this pylon location, I don't think we're going to see a Zealot trickle. Gateway going down. Ooh, I like that gateway placement. That actually blocks off this section from Vulture drops. Oh, is it going to go here? No, it's down here. Okay, that's good. That's close to the mineral line. I shouldn't judge these players. His Terran is much better than my Terran. Of course he knows what he's doing. I mean, honestly, my one cat that I've had for, she's like 17 or something now. The way we got her to stop getting on the counters when people weren't around was we just covered the counters in pepper. So when she'd jump up there and sniff, it burnt the heck out of her nose, and she never got back up again, even when people weren't watching. But yeah, no. Cats are pretty good at understanding we're not allowed to get on something, but you're not here to stop me, so I'm going to do it anyways. It wouldn't surprise me if they get on my desk when I'm not around, but there's also nothing on my desk that's interesting, so I don't think they usually do. The counters, on the other hand. That's up high, and it's in the middle of the room, and that's a much better place to be. Alright, Launch about to get his factory down before too much longer. Cybercore coming down for our Protoss player. And there's our factory. So, standard play from both our players once again. First Marine is out. We get first scout for Launch, so this time Launch is going to have a good idea of exactly what his Protoss opponent is going for. He doesn't see range start yet. We don't have the money for it, but... and it starts the second we have the 150 minerals, so he does see the range upgrade start. Have we pulled off gas? We have pulled off of gas, so we're only going to go for a one factory and expand. And our probe is going out to... Scout, I assume? This is kind of early for a Nexus. No, he's gonna get ready for the Nexus. Okay. Oh, he canceled something? Oh, he canceled the Dragoon range to get this Nexus down even quicker. Sneaky, sneaky Armada. Part Maine Coon. I've always wanted a Maine Coon, but I don't like giving money to breeders, even for cats and stuff, but... Maine Coons are cool. Alright, probe going to come up here and scout the correct location. Have to run away because of these Marines, though, and our command center is going to go down before the bunker starts once again. Bunker should come up right after that. Yeah, no, I would adopt a Maine Coon in a heartbeat if it was something that was like easy to find, but they're not a common cat to find in this area. Alright, we do restart our Dragoon range, so we're not going to do anything cheesy behind this Nexus. But Dragoon kind of come up and peek forward. He's got to check to see if that command center's there. Unless he saw it with the probe. He might have seen it with the probe. Marine's doing a really good job of pushing this Dragoon back, though, so he can't... Alright, let's see if he's going to poke in now. That's sad. The Tinky Tines, the one behind me on the couch here, she was adopted. She was a rescue. We found her on a friend's property. She was a kitten at, like, maybe 3 or 4 months old and, like, half-starved. Dehydrated as heck. But fortunately we were able to rescue her, so she lives a happy and comfortable life now. Alright, one gate Robo coming down for our Protoss player. And we did start tank before Vulture this time for our Terran player as well. But we are still going mines first, which is interesting. So we're going 2 tanks into Vulture, but we don't have a Vulture on the map at all. And we don't have the armory down yet, so I think we might be seeing a second factory here. No, that one's going down to expansion. What's our plan here, Terran player? First tank is out. Alright, we gotta do second factory or armory. What should we do in here? Chasing the Dragoon away. We'll check back in a second, see what he's going for. Alright, we are going Observer Tech. Do we go Reaver Tech this time, or do we only stay on our Observer? What is our plan for Protoss? Looking like it's not going to be Reaver Tech. We're not sending a probe out to get ready to do that. Back at our Terran base. Still only staying on 1 factory. No armory yet. But we do have a 2 tank push out here. We have 4 Dragoons. With good micro, he can hold this, but he needs to catch us in the center of the map. If this gets all the way to the natural before he notices, that's going to be really bad. Alright, this is going to be a difficult hold now. 3 tank pushes OP? That's 2 tanks. You don't tank... 3 tanks would take too long to get out. Alright, first mines are going down. Gonna peek forward. Oh, doesn't quite get that mine. Alright, back in the base of our Protoss player. Yeah, we're only staying on observers. Our observer is out. This is pretty well held. And he's got to be really careful. He's got 4 Dragoons here, so he can pick off the tanks. There's only 3 Marines. And yeah, it looks like Launch is just feeling like he should run back home. Second factory is going down before armory this time. And we are getting our missile turrets up as well. Pick off a Vulture there, which is pretty good. And it looks like we were going to go for the 2-base Arbiter once again from Armada. Citadel of Doom going down very quickly. Ooh, a tank that's a little bit misrallied with 4 Dragoons here. This tank's going to get picked off for sure. That's really painful, losing a tank like this. But we do have siege mode done, so these 2 tanks are going to siege up and push these Dragoons back at this point. Observer can get into the main base this time. We only have anti-DT turrets. Okay, there's the armory finally coming down for our Terran player. And Armada being really passive here with this Observer. Looks like he's going to go all the way up and around and actually run into the only missile turret in the main this time. Armada just not having very good luck with finding those missile turrets. But he is going to scout at his 2 factory. I don't know if he saw the armory. Actually, the armory was cancelled, so we're going to probably see a bunch more factories come down here in a second. 3rd base going up before the Arbiter tech this time. Stargate is started up as well, and we are throwing down some extra gates. So yeah, Armada really liking the 2-base Arbiter. And this timing is a bit more normal. 3rd factory going down, 4th factory going down. Yeah, we're going to do a big push here from our Terran player. Skipping out on the upgrades, just getting units as quick as we can. Terran player's going to try and end it in one big push in the middle game. There's our Arbiter Tribunal. Alright, let's take a look here. Vulture is going to come in and scout this, so we do know the 3rd base is on the way, but that might throw him off a little bit, the timing on that, so he may not scout the Arbiter Tribunal in time. Another Observer is coming out, which is unfortunate that he's not going to be able to get in. Yeah, there's our 5th factory. I don't know if you can afford 6 factories with this kind of a push, because I think you're cutting SCVs, but yeah, 5 factory I think is definitely normalized for that. One of our Terrans in chat can clear that up for me, so I have a better idea, but I actually think that it's... I think you do 5 on this, because I think you cut SCVs. Vulture speed on the way as well. Trying to poke in here. Let's see if this Observer sees anything, but I don't think it's going to be able to get in here and see this. And even if he does, like, these factories are so far back that I think if he suicides the Observer, at best he sees these 2. Yeah, no, there's a reason that 2-base Arbiter was the most common build for a long time. It's really good at dealing with early game aggression, and back in the day, all Terrans did was 2-base timing pushes. That's basically how you played this matchup. Alright, he's going to see the move out here. He's going to see a ton of tanks. He should be aware of what's going on, but this is going to hit before our first Arbiter is out, and before we're going to have energy. Zealot Lake Speed is on the way. He really needs to delay this push if he can. If this gets outside of his natural, it's going to be really difficult to deal with this later on. We should be rallying all 5... factories across the map. Okay, good. We are going to at least meet him at this ramp. The longer we can delay this, the better. If we can get a couple of Vulture pickoffs here. Ooh, good. He forces the siege up. Just slowing down this push just a little bit. We do have comm stats with two scans on them at the moment, so that Arbiter's just about to pop. We got 2 scans, and that's all we're going to have. We'll see if we can make the most of them. Missile turret coming down here as well. DT coming out. We're going to force a scan here with this DT. Okay, there's 1 scan gone. Let's keep this selected, so we'll see when that 3rd scan comes up. Arbiter's just about to pop. Oh, we're going in before the Arbiter gets here, though. There's only 1 scan left at the moment. Another DT coming in to bait another scan, but there's mines here this time, so that DT's going to fall instantly. Trying to get some mine drags here with the dropship, but not really getting it. Ooh, almost. And here comes the big push in. Where is that Arbiter? Did we cancel it? No, it's just sitting in the main base. It wasn't rallied. That's unfortunate. We really need that Arbiter. But hopefully it will build up energy. We are at 3 scans again now. Armada's going to be really hard-pressed to hold this at this point. We're about to be outside the natural. This is a really hard position to break out of. And looks like we're going to go in. Here comes the Arbiter. Do we have a stasis? We are about to get a stasis. We got to get a juicy stasis on these tanks. Fortunately, our launch does split them up pretty well. Got to get a stasis on something here. But we think we have enough to clear this, actually, without the stasis. So maybe save the energy here. Yeah, we are going to clear this out. That's going to be really bad for Launch. Launch is now pushed back into his base. He is trying to expand on location, but ArmadA is going to probably push across the map and just cancel that, or force the lift off at the very least. Got to bring the Observer here. We could lose some... Ooh. Only one Dragoon falls to that one, fortunately. But we are on 8 gateways now for our Protoss player against the 5 factory for our Terran player. Our Terran player's in a dire situation. I don't think he's going to get to hold on to this third, if it even finishes at all. How are we looking for scans? Okay, we do have plenty of scans built up, so this Arbiter's not going to just outright end the game. However, we need to scan this army before all the mines get picked off. Oh man, all the mines picked off. Big mine drag there onto those 2 tanks. Yeah, this is going to get busted. Is the CC going to finish is the question, or are we going to have to cancel it? A couple more mines going down. Yeah, this is going to get canceled. Yeah, we can't even finish the CC and float it. Oh, this is looking really dire for Launch. What do we got back in the base? Not a lot back at home either. He might even be able to break this, but I think ArmadA's going to just pull back and play this safe. We are trying to take a 4th here, but good Vulture harass denying that 4th base going down for ArmadA. Vulture's coming down here to clear this. Let's see if Launch micros this, or if he's too busy focused on other things. That looks like the mines will actually deal with those Vultures. All right, how are our upgrades looking? 1-0. I don't think we have upgrades for our turn, right? Yeah. Starting the expansion on the high ground, we are starting to go into our Stargate tech, but we don't have the second army or even ready for 2-1 quite yet. I'm trying to remember what the button was. There's a button that, like, gets you to the... Oh, it's F6. F6 gets you right back to the proper... Alright, scans in the main, so we know exactly what's going on. Throwing on additional gateways. Yeah, this Terran's, it's looking pretty dire. I don't know how you come back from this location, or this spot. Maybe if Protoss forces, or tries to force his way into this natural and loses his army, maybe we can make something happen then. But our 4th base is coming down for our Protoss player, so even if we double expand behind this and lose our whole army, it's going to still be a really good spot for our Protoss player at this point. And Terran can't really do anything until he at least gets +1, but probably should wait for +2, +1. Those mines didn't properly show on vision for a second there. That was interesting. We are trying to double expand behind this, though. We got a CC in the Ming and the CC down here, but I don't think we're going to be able to secure any location enough to expand, so it's going to be really hard-pressed for Launch to make anything happen here. Some Zealots just down here looking for any hidden bases, any potential hidden bases. 4th base is up. We are starting to transfer pros. We're even taking a 5th here towards the Terran player. That's how confident ArmadA is filling. 2 Arbiters are out on the map, and it looks like we might be going for a recall here. He's about to finish it up. He's got 200 energy on this one. The question is, what army are we recalling? Are we going to recall the main army and stasis the ramp? I'm coming in here denying the CC from landing. And here comes the recall. There's a ton of turrets up here, but there's no mines. We can definitely get a good recall off up here, for as long as we're quick about it. With the Goliaths here and all that, we can't get too far in, but if you start casting the recall like around here, it will go off. It does go off. The Observer actually tanking some of the fire here. Wait, what stasis these? What? Does he have Arbiter energy? Oh no, he recalled the energy, or the other Arbiter, and it died immediately, I guess? I'm so confused. Alright, pulls the army back, comes into the 3rd base, is going to try and snipe this CC. Getting a couple good mine hits here. This should get cleaned up, but here's where the real attack is coming in. SCV transfer's coming out as well. This CC is going to have to lift once again. Oh, he's going to get the cancel on, or the kill on this SCV. GG is called. Launch is going to take the series 2-0. Or not Launch, ArmadA is going to take the series 2-0, excuse me. Big ArmadA taking away the win. All right, and we're going to go ahead and take a short break before our next series. Go get some water, go get some snacks, go take a potty break if you need, and we will be back in about 5 minutes. Alright, and we are back. Moving on to our next series. It's going to be Dex versus Fear. I just realized I forgot to update the map for Game 2 on the last one. Sorry, Dada. You can yell at me later. It's alright. Just making a mistake, so Y2's not the only fuck-up. Someone's got to watch out for him, you know. Let's go ahead and hop into our game here, though. Dex versus Fear. It is a ZVP. And I am excited to watch Fear get bopped since he bopped me in the CSL last season. And in the top left, we have our green Zerg. It is Dex. In the bottom right, we have our yellow Protoss. It is Fear. Sorry about that. I had to cough, and my bind is the pop-up for the message thing. Alright, ZVP is one of my more favorite matchups to play on both sides, actually. I enjoy ZVP as a Protoss as well. Fear spamming the heck out of that APM at 530 APM at the moment. Pylon on the low ground. That's an interesting pylon. Is he gonna go like... The Forge needs to go against this. I'm not sure what this pylon is, actually. I know this wall is usually pylon here, Forge here, and then gateway like here, and like the thing is here. So I'm not sure what this pylon is, unless he's gonna put the gateway against this and the Forge against this, and this creates a hole here and here. That's kind of weird. We are gonna get first scout though, so that's pretty big. He's gonna be able to deny the hatchery. Overpool coming out of our Zerg player here. Pretty standard, even on 4-player maps. A lot of good players just overpool, just in case this happens. There's a wall with the Forge to the right of the pylon. I haven't seen that one before. The only one I've seen is the Forge here and the gate here. Because the gate against this blocks this way, and the Forge against this blocks this way. I guess that's still Zergling tight. Yeah, because that Hex... Yeah, that should still be Zergling tight, so that still works, and then you place the gateway here. It's just up more than I'm used to seeing, which does give him more area back here, so that's probably actually better. But you get the hatchery block while we're doing this. Oh, we were going to go for the double hatchery block. Oh, he gets it! Oh, poor Dex. Oh my gosh. Every Zerg's worst nightmare. That's probably not worth. Now you've spent 200 minerals to block this. This is going to delay your hatchery, or your Nexus as well. I don't know about the second pylon. Are we going to get this one too? We're going to get this one. Fear just being ruthless. Yeah, no, okay, no. Now we're getting extremely cost inefficient. And Dex is just going to take a macro hatch location. I think if you're going to do this, it's better to take the macro hatch here because you want to place that closer to the minerals, but this is brutal. Poor Dex. Hey Dex, welcome. I'm sorry, buddy. As a fellow Zerg player, I know the frustration. We all know the frustration. But I don't think you're in a bad spot. Other than the fact that this macro hatch went here first, I think you're in an okay spot. He delayed his Nexus by quite a bit, so hopefully you didn't over-panic in this game, and like, we'll have to see how it goes, but hopefully you didn't like feel too far behind. You do see the Nexus timing, so that's pretty good. And you do see it's Forge first, which means you can take this expansion really quickly. But we are going into quick gas, actually, so we're going to go for a quick lair. Gas coming down here for our Protoss players, so we are going to follow up to our quick Stargate as well. Yeah, going for the lair, not for the Hydra Den. So we're not going to see it bust. Ooh, might get the kill on the probe here. Ooh. Oh, nice block. Ah, doesn't click the A click, or doesn't quite get the A click in time, so that probe's going to escape. All right, this should come up and take our third. A little bit. As my cat is screaming in the background, no longer on camera. She's had enough of you guys. I am sorry. Ooh, I love this. I love doing this. We're going to go for the Zergling speed with 100 gas, and then pull off gas and go into 5 hatcheries. I love doing this as a Zerg player. It's one of my new favorite things to do. Alright, Stargate going to start before too much longer here. This probe is not very long for this rule. Zergling speed going to finish up before too much longer, and then we're going to be playing entirely blind. Ooh, starting to bank up some larvae here, though. It's a bit rough, but not the end of the world. That probe does get picked off. Doesn't scout to see if there's even a third here. He can assume it based on the fact that the Zerglings are defending this, but I mean, if you're not taking a third and doing something cheesy, you're also going to block the probe from being able to see if that third's there or not. So Fear pretty blind right now until the Stargate comes out. Yeah, that's the wall that I'm used to seeing. Just up more than I'm used to seeing. I'm used to seeing it one hex back. Alright, yeah, we're not putting into gas yet. We'll probably go up to 5 hatcheries before we go into gas, and then you throw down the Hydrogen because your Spire's not going to be on time. Not being progressive with these Zerglings, though, makes me a little bit worried. I would like to see, like, a Zergling here, and then a Zergling out here somewhere, and then 2 over here, just scouting to see if anything comes out. We do have the Overlord in the main base, so we're going to have the Stargate timing. Once that Stargate finishes, we are going to need to place down our Hydra Den, but we should have our 5th hatchery going on now, and then we'll mine from both of our gases. Alright, Stargate finishes up. Should see this extractor starting in a second, and then we should be throwing down our Hydra Den like any second now. A bit oversaturated in our natural. I wouldn't mind seeing some of these drones going to the 3rd. It's an interesting location. It's going to create a good wall in here for our Zerg player. That should be Zealot tight. This is not, but you can create an egg to make that Zealot tight, and then Zealots can only trickle through this side. Morling is coming out for our Zerg player. Back at home, we have our first Corsair stocked up, but we're not doing +1 air weapons, so we're not trying to commit to the Corsairs quite yet. Good saturation in our main, good saturation in our natural. We are still a little bit weak on our 3rd, but we'll be able to make that up really quickly. We have a very fast 5 hatcheries. And we are going to get in here, scout no lair in the main, but lair could still be at the natural, so we definitely need to go out and check. And we're going to get to the natural, and we are going to see Hydras are out, no lair, Hydra Den done, so we are going to know that this was a lair skip. And we should be droning pretty heavily behind this. We'll see if Fear wants to move out with his Zealots to force some more Hydras, because at this point, most Zergs want to just drone heavily. Now that we've got the Hydras out to stop the Corsair, and we are going to cancel Corsair production, so we're only going to have 2 on the map. We've got to be careful, almost losing this Corsair. He's really committed to this Overlord, but he's not going to get it. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I like this. Keep these Zealots out here. You need to know if these, or Zerglings out here. We need to know if these Zealots are coming out. And Fear a bit overcommittal to the cannons. Usually Zerg's drone behind this. He's not seeing extra Hydra production. He was seeing drones pop out, so I'm not sure why we're going for the cannons this heavily. We're starting to see some more Hydra production come up now. Are we going to start a 6th hatch and keep droning, or are we going to go for a contain and potential bust? It's looking like we're going to go for the contain/bust. So pull on some aggression here out of Dex. We don't quite have the drone count we need yet to support 5 hatcheries. The 32, we just had it, so never mind. Never mind, don't listen to what I'm saying, I'm just crazy. Alright, throwing down 3 more hatcheries, or 3 more in the main, and Templar Tech is on the way. Ooh, this could be really bad. 4 Hydras are coming across the map, but 4 Hydras can't do anything at the natural, and these Zealots have already pushed past. We're going to go around the backside, or are we going to try and come across the bridge? We do have enough Hydras. If we scout this in time, we can hold this, especially if we hold it at a ramp. Alright, we are going up towards the north. These Hydras are a bit out of position, too. And we are throwing down our 6 hatcheries, so it looks like we are going to start droning behind this again. But this is really bad. All the Hydras are across the map, and this Zealot push is about to come in. We only have drones popping at the moment, and this is not enough Hydras to fight this, especially in this position. Amazing surface area on these Zealots. These Zealots are going to rip these Hydras apart. These drones need to flee. These Hydras need to come back. Let's lose 1 drone. Managed to get the rest out, but this is really bad. It's going to be really hard to clear these out. We're losing Overlords as well, but fortunately we overmade Overlords a little bit here. Okay, we do have enough Hydras to clear this. Ooh, gonna pick off the Corsairs. As long as we don't lose a hatchery, this is gonna be okay, but we can just right-click this hatchery down. This is looking really good for Fear now. Ooh, and these Hydras coming up here onto the high ground. Not being microed, so we're getting good surface area once again. We are gonna clear this out, but at what cost? These Zealots traded out amazingly. Alright, we gotta remake this hatchery, and we gotta do something here. The first of the High Templars are now out. We're still only on 5 gateways for our Protoss, though, so we're actually able to keep up in production as our Zerg player, but Fear's just going to expand behind this. We are at 41 drones, so we could still pop like 3 or 4 more drones and throw down this hatchery again. Didn't see if Lurker Tech had finished yet already. We do have the lair, so it could have. No, if he got this immediately, there's not enough time. I'm actually not sure when that lair went down. He may not have Lurker Tech quite yet. That's an interesting expansion location. We're going to expand in the direction we're attacking against a Zerg player. But with this ramp, and this is basically a crappy version of Fighting Spirit, or, well, Fighting Spirit's crappy too, so it's going to be really hard to break that. Okay, yeah, there's our Lurker aspect starting up now. Do we have +1 on our Hydras? We do have +1 on our Hydras. That's something at least. And we are starting our Dragoon production, and Observatory should be coming down before too much longer. Adding gateways on, and Fear going full ladder Protoss and trying to expand across the map to a hidden location, but Dex is fortunately going to scout this out with these Overlords. It'll be bad enough when he gets this base location. If he also gets this hidden base up here in the top right, that's going to be really bad. Ooh, I don't know about trying to break up here. How many storms have we got banked up? We have a ton of storms banked up. First storm goes down. It's a pretty good storm. Really softens up those Hydras. Hopefully Dex noticed this and was looking at the mini-map. Sent 3 Hydras up there to deny this before the cannons start going down. And Dex just in pure Hydra production at this point. Switching into Mutas, actually. We have the Muta switch coming out of our Protoss player here. Only 1 Corsair left on the map. Yeah, he does notice this time. Probably sending a bit too many Hydras up there, but that's okay. And the Mutas are out. Where are these Mutas? 7, 8, 9, 10 Mutas. Alright, these Hydras are going to get up here just in time before the cannons get popped up. Ooh, we got to pick up these Templars before those army engages. Alright, here come the Mutas. Oh, no, 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 no. Send the Mutas in. Send the Mutas in and then collapse on this army. And you clear this up so easily. Nice. 1 Templar, 2 Templar. Oh, that storm is massive. That storm is massive. Not the greatest use of our Mutas. Ooh. How many storms do we have left? Oh, no. Alright, well, it could have been worse. We're not dead, but that was really rough. Those Mutas could have done a lot more there, unfortunately. How's our upgrades for our Protoss? It is 1-0 versus 1-0, so our Hydras will trade pretty efficiently, but we can't do anything about this base anymore. This base is just permanently up now, so we need to start thinking about going into a 4th base for our Zerg player. Alright, 2 full Templars here. Yeah, you just can't break up this. There's no way. Decent first storm. Actually, really good first storm. Second storm is huge. Oh, no, that second storm. Oh, look away. Avert your eyes, Zerg players. You don't want to see this. And oh, my gosh. That is 12 Lurkers being morphed at once. 2 storms left up here at the moment, but we will have a 3rd before too much longer. And the Dragoon army is starting to grow. All right, we did get our 6th hatchery up. We are sending a drone out to take a 4th base as well. We are only at 40 drones. But Fear, in the meantime, is taking a 5th base behind all of this. It is scouted by Dex, so we might go over there and try and cancel this, but there's enough of a Protoss army to hold this. I think that this base goes up uncontested, and once again, if this base goes up, you're not breaking up these ramps. So that Protoss is on a 4 base for the rest of the game. Now, there's enough Hydras here to fight this part of the army if this doesn't come down. This is going to come down, though. And it looks like we're just going to use these Lurkers defensively, so yeah. Turtling up, going into a later game here for our Zerg player, but he has taken a lot of damage, so it can be really easy for the Protoss to break these locations until we get our count up on our units once again. Alright, do we have Hive Tech starting up yet? We do not, but we are starting the melee attack, so we're getting ready to go into Hive before too much longer. 48 drones. We need to do at least 1 more round of drones to get us up to the right number that we need. I would really like to see the Hive started like ASAP, because we're going to want to get Nidus up here. Drop Tech is on the way, so at least that's something, but oh, I don't know if that he can survive this push. Oh, okay, I don't know if we actually scouted this. Maybe we're not going to go up and break this 4th base location, so we might be okay here still for Dex. This is actually really hard to bust through. decent spreading on those lurkers. You can get 2 lurkers with 1 storm here, but he does notice as the army comes in and immediately reburrows it. I don't know if there's enough Hydra support here, though. We might still be able to break this. Sunkens aren't down quite yet. Okay, Observer is pushing forward. Oh, that storm is big. 1 more storm there, 2 more storms there. Oh, this is actually going to be a Spore Colony to push back the Observers. I like it in theory, but I'm pretty sure that the Dragoons can just outrange the Spore. Oh, this is going to be really a rough hole. Do we have any lurkers up here? We can bring this lurker down maybe, and maybe a couple from here and start bringing them down. How many storms do we have left? 1, 2, about to be 3. Oh, that storm is really big. And those Hydras get clumped on each other as they're trying to run away. Ooh, can we pick off the Observer here? No. It's looking like Fear's going to break through here, and this might be game over. This lurker finishes up, but spawns out in a storm. And 1 lurker's not going to be enough to clear this whole army. Hive is on the way. If we can just hold, but I don't think we can. We've still got a bunch of storms back here that aren't being used. The fact that these storms aren't being used, this might be just what Dex needs to just barely hold. What are our upgrades looking at? 2-0 versus 2-0. The continued rally of Hydras, these lurkers coming down, we might just hold. We need to get this Observer picked off if we can, though. Do we have any... Overlords are up here, unfortunately. And these lurkers are burrowing under fire. Ooh, it's going to be close. Yeah, it is double supply, as Manadog said in the chat, but this is a turtled Zerg. If we're about to get Hive up, if we can just hold this army back, but I don't think we can. I think this is game. GG is called. Fear's going to take game number 1. Reverse sweep, let's go. I believe in Dex. Oops, that's the same game we just watched. Let's host the right game. Alright, there we go. And there we go. Moving on to Vermeer. Alright, let's hop into game number 2. In the top left here, we have our yellow Protoss currently up 1-2-0. It is Fear. And in the top right, we have our purple Zerg, a man after my own heart. I don't think he picked purple, but it still makes me happy. It is Dex. Make sure the map updated properly. Good, it did. Alright, let's see if we see anything crazy come out of either of our players here. But I don't think we will. Dex had a really good chance in that game. Just a couple of little mistakes that he can easily make of. Y2 kid trying to take credit for something that doesn't matter to me. It's a good thing some good fellow made you able to download replays in an organized and spoiler-free manner. Well, joke's on you. Even if they weren't spoiler-free, I'm not the kind of person that notices that stuff, so it wouldn't matter to me. But I'm sure Aaron thanks you. Alright, checking for the Overlord. Not going to see the Overlord here. We're going to go top right after not scouting the Overlord? No, we're just sending this probe back. Alright, are we going to see Forge again, or are we going to see Gateway this time? We are going to see Gateway this time. And this probe is not going to go back out to scout? Interesting, 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 interesting. Alright, overpull out of our Zerg player. That wall is sus. Yeah, I think you need a pylon for this wall in. Yeah, you need a pylon for this wall, and this is not airtight. Okay. Yep. Yep. It's okay, as long as Dex scouts this, most Zerg, especially at this level, should be decent at dealing with 2-gate. I'm not too concerned. And we are going to get the first scout with the drone, so he needs to pull this drone back instantly. And we're going to scout it before the third hatchery goes down, so there's no like third hatchery that we need to cancel and all that kind of stuff. This should be just fine. We do need to start up more Zerglings, though. More Zerglings! I need more. Alright. These first 6 Zerglings that pop should head straight across the map. We'll see if he tries to use them defensively, but the proper way to play is to go right across the map. And I like this from Fear. I think Fear did this because, well, I guess I haven't played his P in a while, but I love to send the first Zerglings across the map and just pick off the pylon. So whenever I see Protosses do that, I wonder if I've destroyed their pylons in a 2-gate game. Alright, these Zerglings need to go across the map. Especially because we're sending the first Zealot. This is really bad. You never send the first Zealot in a 2-gate. We're going to surround this Zealot, kill it, lose almost no Zerglings in the process. Alright, he's sending it back. And Dex is playing a little bit too passive for my liking. Let's throw down our third hatchery here. Dex is weak to 2-gate, says Y2 Kid. We'll have to see. Alright, gonna deny the scouting. Ooh, ooh. Decent blocking. Ah, he's being a little... Yeah, send across the map. Go attack! Okay, we do get the probe. Are we gonna go across the map now? No. We don't have any information of what's going on. Fear's not making more Zealots in an expedient manner. He's saving up to get a Nexus, so... If we're continuing to make Zerglings blindly, or even throwing down a blind creep colony, we just don't have the information that we need to know what's going on. Right now, we could be taking our third base down here. Yam's pointing out something that I will not be repeating, but you can go watch the VOD on my YouTube channel if you want to see what he's talking about. I'm not sure what the Zealot's doing down here. Did we never scout where the Zerg's base location was? Good micro here out of our Protoss player. This is going to finally get picked off. Now we have 5 Zealots coming across the map, and we don't have a lot of Zerglings, but we do have the Sunken. Actually, we have enough here to hold this. The problem is we're still once again stuck on one base. Ooh, Fear going for the run by. He's going to get at least 2 Zealots into the main. Yeah, we finish off these Zealots and then go after these ones. We overmade Zerglings a little bit because of the run by. We actually could have traded out a lot more efficiently. We got to not lose drones here, though. Pull those drones back. We're going to lose 1 drone. That's unfortunate. Drilling as well, losing some mining time. But all in all, it could have been worse. But we need to take our third and drone heavily right now. The fact that Dex is only just now getting in and scouting to this Nexus is a bit worrying. However, he sees there's no Zealots. This is the exact time you go across the map and attack. Go. Go do it, Dex. End the game. You can end the game right now. Ah, we got 3 Zealots out in time. Okay, we can't end the game right now, but we can still put some pressure on. We can't run past there. We can't run past there. We can't run past there. Yeah. Yeah, Fear's gonna hold. Alright, we gotta take our third, though. We are getting gas back at home. Ooh, we're trying to break through the Zealots. The cannon's gonna finish up. Ooh, this is a bad decision. We're losing some wings here for nothing, but it's okay. Bunch of larvae built up back at home as well. Lair starting up. So we're gonna go into a 2-base lair. Overlord should get away, yeah. Cybernetics cores are starting up. Actually, that's going to be really rough. This Cybernetics core is going to finish, and the Stargate will finish before the mutas are out if he's going for 2-base mutas. So, Dex looking to be in a pretty bad position at the moment, in my opinion. Okay, we are going to send out to the third. As long as we get this third up and drone, I think we're okay. This third could have come up earlier, but we're still in an okay spot. Oof. If we had the Zerglings out here, this move out could not happen. If the Zerglings are parked here and he tries to move out, you just go snipe the cannon and run right into the main. This is enough Zerglings, or enough Zealots that we are going to force Zerglings here, though, so that's good. 24 to 30 workers, so we're actually in an okay position worker-wise. You want to be at about 26 to 28 when the Protoss is at 32. That's about when you start catching up. And these zealots might cancel this hatchery. If they cancel this hatchery, we're really in a bad spot. Spire is started up, and we are definitely going to cancel this hatchery. Oh, Dex. Well, we have right-clicked on it. We get the cancel, but are we going to lose all of our zealots for it? Nope, there's enough zealots here to clean out these zerglings. Alright, this drone needs to go back and expand as soon as we can. But we're forcing out more zerglings, but they don't have speed, so these zealots are going to trade pretty effectively. We got 4 more zealots on the way. It's going to be enough to clean up these zerglings again. Yeah, we're 100% all in on these mutas. The Stargate's already done, but we're not making Corsairs yet. Okay, there's the Corsair. So we're going to have to go into, what does it taste? It says Ogre Zerg Gamer here. Banking up a lot of gas, so we're definitely going for it. Only 1 cannon in the main, so there is potential here for these mutas to end the game if you get some good Scourge connections. Hydra Den for a follow-up, though. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the Hydra Den, unfortunately. And we're only going pure mutas. Okay, we do make 1 pair of Scourge. Gonna need the 2nd pair of Scourge for too much longer. Ooh, this Overlord's gonna fall. Fortunately, we overmade our Overlord, so we're good, and we take a hidden 3rd base. I didn't notice that until just now, so we do at least have a 3rd base on the way. This Corsair's going to get across the map, and we are going to scout the Mutalisk tech. Not getting plus 1 carry pace either, so we're... Ooh! Get 1 connect. Alright, let's see what these mutas can do. They've got to do some pretty big magic here. Alright, 2nd photon cannon is coming up. Ooh, that's not the best engage. Mutas are getting a bit clumped up. A 3rd Corsair is going to pop out. Okay, we are going to chase them off, though. We can get some really good pro damage here. $40 probes, 39 probes. We're just such a lone drone count. I don't know if this is enough damage. Yeah, I think at this point you need to keep making mutas. Like, you just have to win the game with your muta tech. I don't know why we're switching into Hydras here. Good swipe. Gets the 2nd Corsair. We can unpower this Stargate now as well. Ooh, gotta be careful not to lose these, though. Yeah, I think you go for the Stargate here or the Nexus. Man, if Dex was just making Corsairs, or I mean, Mutas and Scourge back at home, I think this game is over. But I'm a bit worried that it's gonna, Fear's gonna recover. Yeah, going into the Natural's the wrong decision here. Another Corsair pops out, but we don't notice it, unfortunately. These Mutas need to do more, man. And now with an Archon out and Dragoons popping, we're going to get pushed back. Yeah, no, I agree with what Y2Kid said. If you go for this, you need to focus down the Stargate, focus down the Archives, and then after that you can take out this Nexus or do whatever you want with these mutas, and you just keep making mutas, man. You had control of the game. It would have been over. But we have done some damage. It's 32 probes to 24 drones. Our 3rd base is now up, so we can start droning that up, and we've only been mining on 1 base as our Protoss, so it's not like the Zerg is even close to dead at this point. Ooh, we're going to go for a bust here with these... Don't know how I feel about that. Oh, with the rest of these Zerglings and Hydras coming in, we might bust this. There's no cannon support here. We do have an Archon. With these 2 cannons in the mineral line, though, mostly a Zergling army, we are rallying just pure Hydras across the map. I think we might be able to bust this. Dex might have this. We don't have Storm. We don't have Templars. These Zerglings are doing a really good job of tanking some damage. We're fighting outside of our cannon. Cannon's only able to hit a couple of Hydras here. Okay, we're pulling back to our cannons, so at least that's something. Need to get these mutas into the fight as well. More and more Hydras are coming across the map. We might be busting here. GG is called. Dex is going to tie it up. It is the reverse all kill that we are all hoping for on the way. Good job, Dex. If you're still in the chat, man, much better game. I still personally prefer to stick on mutas, but you showed me that there's other options, my friend. All right, let's hop straight into our game. I'm excited to see how this is going to end up. Dex tying it up. We are back to 1-1. It is anyone's game at this point, and I think both of them showed they have the potential of winning this series. Let's hope they play top versus bottom. All right, they did. In the top left, we have our blue Zerg. Tying up the series 1-1, it is Dex. And in the bottom right, we have our red Protoss. It is Fear. All right, let's see if anything crazy happens, but I'm not necessarily expecting anything insane. Both of these players have opened up pretty standard in the earlier game. Hold on one second, I gotta turn the music off. Okay, that is coming from the music. There's a weird sounding sound that I wasn't sure if it was the music or something going on in the background of my computer. Just wanted to make sure. All right. Pylon wall is going to go down. We'll see if we go gateway or forge. Setting out the probe means it's usually forge, but he also sent the probe out last time and then came back and did gateways, so you never know. You're going to go overpull again for Dex here. And gateway coming down here for our Protoss player. Alright, probe gunning across the map. We are going to get first scout with this probe because we did scout up here to see if the Overlord was coming and did not see it. Overpull is strong, says Insom. I agree. I overpull pretty much every single game now in this matchup. I don't even 12 pull if it's an easy 12 or 12 hatch map. This just gives you a lot more options. The Deck's not even going to try and fight for his natural. Going to send out the second drone just in case the probe chases this time, but the probe does not chase. Well, actually, this is just a scouting drone, so we're not going to send that to our third base location. Getting some moving shots here from on Fear's side. And we are going to get the hatchery deny again. Yeah. Okay, we did send a second drone this time, though, so we are going to get the natural one. Ooh, we could moving shot here. We can moving shot there. We can moving shot there. This drone could be dead. Fair needs to work on his moving shot game. Alright, we do scout the Protoss. We do see that it is a gate first, and we have Zerglings on the way. Going up to 6 of them and making the extractor. When you make an extractor as a Zerg drone, you get your health back, so he might cancel this just to keep his drone healthy, or he might actually commit to the gas swap to see which one he wants to go for here. Alright, 4 Zerglings are now out. Hello, Yenta. Welcome to the stream. First time chatter. How dare you never watched me before? For shame. Alright, second Zealot is out. And this is kind of the power of overpull. These Zealots can't really move across the map and harass until we get to 3 or 5 of the 2 normal move outs. And we are going to take our gas and we are going to start mining it. Ooh, almost pick off that probe here. You can get the running shot on the Zergling here to get it. Nope, we're just going to leave the probe at no HP. Okay, we get it with this. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of Zerglings. And we're just making more. Dex wants to end this game, and he wants to end it early. We're going to do a Ling Flood. Yeah, here comes the drones getting pulled off. We're not going to scout that. He's probably just assuming this is something else. But we are sending a probe out. We got to be really careful not to lose, or not to let the probe see all these Zerglings coming. Oh no! This probe's going to see so many Zerglings. This is still scary, though. The forge is not quite done yet. We can start putting harassment onto the... Oh, we don't want to attack the Zealot in this little choke, though. Oh, we can get this run of the Zealot here! Ah, these dumb Zerglings over here wanted to go fight this Zealot instead. That's nice. That's a surround of that Zealot. Oh my gosh, this game could just end right here. There's now a hole in the wall. We're going to get into the main base. Another Zealot does pop. We're not taking the best engage here against these Zealots, but I think it's still just enough. Getting the cancel on this. Okay, get that probe. Alright, run these into the main. Nice. Another probe coming out. We gotta make sure that another cannon doesn't start up here. Although I think at this point you run to the main, these Zealots have to chase. And then you're rallying Lings across the map. We do have Zergling speed, has now finished. But I think Fierce held this. I think this rush is over at this point. We've got 6 Zerglings here. We have a wall once again reformed, and it's going to be really difficult to break that wall. Oh, it wasn't tight! Alright, run these into the main this time. Going for the cancel on the cannon again. We are going to get this cancel. We get another Zerg. Oh my gosh. It's not over yet, folks. Dex might still win at this rush. Good focus on that Zealot. Gonna focus down this one as well. Okay, don't chase through there. Now just take probes. Nice. Good decision making here from Dex. More and more Zerglings coming across the map. And that Zealot's gonna fall. And now there's just too many Zealots. Do we have a cannon in our main mineral line? We do have a cannon in our main mineral line, so this isn't over yet. We lose the natural base location, but we have a good probe count lead, so... Oh, not if we come out here to fight with these probes. I think this is the wrong decision. You've lost this location. There's no point in fighting for it anymore. Oh no, he's got a delay. He's got a delay. Using the cybernetics core to block some of the pathing. Good blocking from the probes here. Getting some hold position on the Zerglings to kill some of the probes. But that cannon is going to finish up. It is 18 probes to 8 drones. But we're going to lose our entire natural drone. We're still making Zerglings. Okay, we switched into drone production now. Now, where does Dex want to go from here? Are we going to throw into gas and go into a lair? Or are we going to take it? We're taking a third, actually. I didn't notice that until just now. So this is looking really, really good for Dex. We did get the cybernetics core up, which is actually really important. We're going to get the Stargate up, so we'll be ready for Mutas if Mutas are coming. Fortunately, Mutas are not coming, so we don't have to worry about it, but the fact that he's ready for it is great. And at this point, there's so many Zerglings that Protoss cannot leave his main base for like the next 5 minutes. He's just permanently stuck here, and Zerg can just drone. Drone like an absolute madman. Oh, I don't know about going for the bust if that's what we're trying here. There's going to be a second cannon here in a second. We're going to get good blocking on these. Yeah, don't go for the bust. I don't like that. Good pullback. You have full control of his main. You have full control of his natural. He can't even build buildings in a lot of these spots because they'll get picked off too fast. You just drone like mad back at home, I think. If you really want to, you drone up to like 27 and then go for a hatchery or a Hydra Den, or 22 and then go for a Hydra Den, whatever it is. 973 time or 973. He could kill the gas, but he's gonna lose Zerglings to do it. But things like this, when a new building pops up, you trade out 2 or 3 Zerglings to cancel it, like, totally worth. Gotta be careful not to lose too many Zerglings, though, because if we lose all of our Zerglings, then suddenly we're not able to drone back at home anymore. And there's the Hydra Den, so we are going to do a Hydra follow-up and try and just bust with the Hydras. We'll see if he stops at 23 or if he keeps droning up to like 27 or 28. Looks like he's going to keep droning at 23. No, we are doing a 973. So we're going to start nothing but Hydra production from here. We'll see if he goes for range or if he goes for speed. No, we are making more drones. Never mind. I just don't know what's going on, apparently. I don't play this race at all. Yeah, Hydra speed. These are just going to be defensive Hydras then? We're not going to try and bust, it's looking like. 28 drones to 23 probes, so that's personally what I would do, is I would just keep droning, but you can definitely make the Hydras and try and bust here. He's got almost no army. If nothing else, you can at least kill off the gas and a couple of other buildings for free, because these cannons don't cover everything, and a couple of Zealots aren't going to kill a couple of Hydras. Like, you could send 6 or 7 Hydras across the map and just keep droning. That's what we are going to see, 5 Hydras on the way, and they are moving across the map now. We'll see if he keeps making drone or Hydras, or if he's gonna drone behind these Hydras. They're gonna lose an Overlord here, most likely. So that's pretty good. Not really a big deal. We are at 26 drones to 25 probes, so like losing 1 Overlord's not a big deal. And we are making more Hydras back home. Taking a second gas as well, throwing out some extra hatcheries, so we're probably gonna drone before too much longer here. We do gotta leave at least a couple of Hydras back at home. But honestly, I think even if you supply block him here, I think the game is over. All of these buildings die to Hydras. There's nothing you can do to save them. We can get the Templar Archives and stop that from ever going up. And I think you just drone behind this again. But we'll see what Dex wants to do. I think both options are viable. You can keep making Hydras, or you can drone. Or you can offensive hatch. I mean, honestly, at this point, I think this game is one to the point where you could, and like, you can do anything. GG is called. Dex is going to take it 2-1. Fear is going to drop. Take that, Fear. How dare you beat me in the CSL. Vengeance is mine. Or it's... it's Dex's, but, you know, same thing. Alright. We're going to go ahead and take another quick break here. So go get some drinks, go get some snacks, take a potty break if you need, and we'll be back here in about 5 minutes. Alright, and we are back. Moving on to our third series of the night. It is going to be McSmush versus Kraazy. Let's hop right into it. PvT once again. I don't know where all the zerg players are. I want them to be more zerg players, but there's just not more zerg players, so we'll cast this TVP instead. In the top left, we have our blue Protoss. It is MG McSmush. And in the bottom right, we have our red Terran. It is Kraazy. TVP on the map Retro. I really hate this map, but some people seem to like it, so sometimes that's all that matters. Killa Ace saying that TVP is the vegetables that are required prior to the main course, but I'm going to counter by saying I would much rather eat a full course of broccoli than some people's food. I love broccoli. Broccoli's delicious. I like vegetables, though. Dex also saying that their team only has one T0 Zerg, so it's looking like we played, or saw the only Zerg player on their entire team. Unfortunately, no more Zergs for us. Worst in the chat. Hello, Worst. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Stop improving, please. You're making me embarrassed. I must beat you one of these days. Alright, gateway going down in our main base here. And barracks going down at the ramp, actually. So a very forward barracks coming out of Kraazy here. And we are going to get first scout as well. So we could go for the gas still. We can get some good harassment here. McSmush has amazing options available to him. Going to go for that gas still. Are we going to get... No, we're not going for the gas still. So we're going to let him get the gas. But we are going to keep harassing this SCV. Got to get a repair on that. The SCV can't be repaired. Oh, no. Oh, we're going to get this SCV. Oh, it just barely tucks in. All right, we're not going to chase it. It has 5 HP. I think I would have chased that. We're going to go for the second SCV here, though. This probe being extremely obnoxious. Kraazy's probably losing his mind right now. Oh, he's going to get this one. Oh, it moves just in time. Oh, he gets it. Oh, the probe. 1 HP left on that probe. It does get an SCV and gets another 5 HP. We did get a small repair on there, though, so it's not entirely one shot. Are we going to trickle zealots now? We are. This really forward barracks. Can Marines move between this? Any of our Terran players in chat, is that Marine tight? Because if it is, this zealot trickle could be really dangerous. Because, like, yeah, you can micro between these two spots, but they can just run past your mineral line, dude. Probe is extremely weak, though, which is going to help defend against the potential zealot runs here, or run by here. And our factory is on its way down now. Second zealot is started, so we are doing a full-on zealot trickle here for McSmush. Alright, first zealot about to pop in here. We do not have probe support for this zealot. Kraazy does react very quickly and pulls back, but we do get one hit off on this. Oh, and that is not zealot tight. Oh, we're going to lose this Marine. Ooh! Alright, now he just run to the mineral line. Yep. This is really bad for Kraazy. Second zealot's going to be here for too much longer. Going to have really good micro here out of Kraazy. Going to lose an SCV here for sure, it looks like. Yep. One SCV's not too bad. Second zealot's now in the main base. And this zealot gets another SCV. Getting some hits on these Marines. Losing one Marine. Might lose the second one here. Oh, this zealot glitched out a little bit. Okay, we are going to hold here, but that was decent damage. We lost 2 SCVs. We got 1 Marine to 1 hit, and we killed a Marine as well. And the first Dragoon is now out. Not sure where this probe is doing up here. SCV, I don't think McSmush is even, or excuse me, Kraazy's even scouted where the Protoss is yet, so he only just now knows the Protoss is bottom left. First Vulture is out. It's going to get caught by the Dragoon. Is the Dragoon going to run past? It's not. It is going to chase. Okay, it is running past. Going to go start putting some pressure onto the base here. We do have 2 Dragoons popping out here as well, so shouldn't be able to get any damage done. Maybe get a probe. Not even going to get 1 probe. Ooh, does get 1 probe just in the end, so that's at least something. Ooh, taking a big damage on that Dragoon, though. Looks like that Dragoon is right-clicked. Oh, we might be able to stop this bunker from going down. If we can stop this bunker from going down, this might be game-ending. Looks like he's not going to push forward and even try. I want to see one of these Dragoons fire. I want to know if we have Dragoon range or if we skipped it. Looks like we're going to Dark Templar, so I'm assuming we skipped it. Yeah, hiding the Dark Templar tech, and it wasn't scouted earlier, but we do have an early eBay going up. Kraazy sniffing out that something weird could be going on here, so he is getting himself prepared. The fact that these Dragoons aren't hammering on the bunker might be tipping him off a little bit. But honestly, it's not the end of the world. We just expand behind this, we save up these units, the 2 DTs come across the map, and we snipe down the missile turret. What our building is called? Oh, actually, he's just going to go straight up for the bust. I don't know if I agree with this. There's 4 Marines in here. There is a siege tank. There's good enough surface area. We're trying to force off the tank, but unfortunately some of those Dragoons just danced around. Ooh, 4 HP left on that. Yeah, that could have gone better. And now that missile turret's going to come up, and this is a full wall in. This missile turret's back far enough that it's going to be difficult for me on top of that with the Dragoons to snipe it, so... This DT rush may be stopped dead in its tracks already. Ow. What the heck? Ugh. I had like a scratch on my eyelid a couple of weeks ago, and every once in a while just tinged with pain again. Alright, 2 DTs are out on the map. A little bit confused. They're not sure if this ramp is even traversable, but they figured it out in the end. They can, in fact, walk down that ramp. And let's see what we do here. I don't know how this works out for tightness for DTs. We did get siege mode first. There's only 1 missile turret here, though, so if we send in the Dragoons and the Zealot here with these DTs... Where are these DTs going? Okay, we're going to go for a DT drop. Is there anti-DT in the main? There is, but we can snipe that a lot easier than this one. We're going to go for 4 DTs? We're not. Getting a cannon to deal with any potential push. The problem is we went siege mode first for our Terran player here, so... Terran can counter push and maybe try and end the game if these DTs get in and do a lot of damage. And we should have a shuttle on the way now. Yep. Yeah. Ow. Okay. I'm honestly surprised I didn't proxy the robo over here. More Dragoons coming out. Not producing anything out of our gateways at the moment. Are we going to take another base behind this? Is that what the plan is, or...? We're going to take a hidden base next to the Terran. Oh, McSmush, you crazy bastard. Alright, and there's the shuttle. Shuttle's going to fly across the map, drop these DTs in the main base. We have nothing defending this missile turret, so we can get right on top of this missile turret and burst that down really quickly here. We're going to take a Zealot with us as well, just for some extra damage. But this is a pretty sizable force. It's going to be really scary if this pushes across the map and goes for a counter. Going up to a 5 factory as well, so Kraazy looking like he's going to want to go for a pretty early push here. +1 on the way for our Protoss player. Our +1's going to actually finish for Protoss before Terran, it looks like. Or just about the same time. 6 factories, going extremely heavy on the factory. And here comes the DT drop. Now he needs to get on this turret and kill it as fast as possible. We do have scans out, though, so we're going to also have to... Oh, first scan goes down. Second scan goes down. We are out of scans. If this falls, we lose all these SCVs, or they have to run at the very least. We need to get on this quickly. Oh, is the repair going to be good enough? The repair's going to be good enough. That's not good. But we can pick off stuff on the outskirts here. There's no scans and nothing that our Terran player can do about that. And we do have a full scout of the fact that this is going to be really aggressive play from our Terran player here. So, with luck, McSmush should be able to react to this in time. Is he going to get the cancel? Even with the SCV building it? No, it's just barely outbuilding it. He needs to deal with this SCV. Forcing some cancels. That's something. At least this DT is doing something. The weird third base location is a bit rough, though. We're not going to be able to transfer probes over there, so we're pretty reliant on DTs for defense here. See if we're going to throw down... Okay, there's one scan to pick this off, so we only have one scan again. So even though we're going for a 6 factory, we can't push across the map just yet. Got one scan here. That's the one that was used. And we are going to push forward with the missile turret. I think this is a... Interesting that he's pushing around this way. Towards the center of the map. Another DT out, gonna find this army and catch it. Gets a swipe on a... Okay, there's the second scan, so we're out of scans for another like 20 seconds or so. Do we have more DTs on the way? We're not making anything. Oh, we are making Zealots at least. Alright, we gotta use these Dark Templars before these scans come back. They've got another 10 seconds or so. Ooh, this is going to be really dangerous. Scan's just about to come up. Alright, we have one scan. And that goes down. We don't run the DTs. So both these DTs die. Do we have more DTs on the way? We have one more DT on the way. But we do have an SCV with our army here, so we can build a missile turret over here somewhere. There's something over here's got to be buildable terrain. It's probably buildable out to like here. Yeah. And we have siege mode. This might just be game over. Sieging in the cannon's range, I don't think it even matters. This is probably GG for Kraazy. Yeah, that missile turret's finished up, so like even if we get on top of these tanks, it doesn't really matter. And it's looking like Kraazy is in fact going to take game number 1. Oof, even losing DTs to mines. Nexus is going to fall, but we are taking a hidden Nexus in the top right. Didn't save any of these probes though, which is unfortunate. Ooh. I'm going to scan to the high ground, see what's up there. And it's looking like McSmush is going to just try to win from here. Going for the Zealot drop, but there's already 2 missile turrets here, so... Yeah, that just does not do enough. I'm surprised we're not seeing McSmush GG out here. It's looking like he wants to go for... Oh my gosh, is he going to go for hidden carriers and just try and hold his ramp? McWorst looked into the future and saw Worst say, "I'm grateful for a short game on Retro," and McSmush said, "No. No, I'm going to drag this out, and I'm going to do everything I can to possibly win." It's really hard to break up a ramp, too, so he has... It's not like there's a 0% chance that this wins. If he can get a carrier count up without it getting scouted, hold or stop the Terran from coming up this ramp, he might be in an okay spot. Terran still hasn't scouted this location, but we might be scouting the top right and this location at the same time. Oh, he has scouted this location. Okay, so he does know that this base is here. We're not mining gas from that location either this whole time, so we're missing out on a lot of gas income. And that's probably going to make Kraazy want to look around the map for any extra hidden bases, especially since he's not GGing out and he's lost his natural. Yeah, this base is going to fall. This is now scouted out as well. Kraazy just needs to actually notice it. GG is called. Kraazy's going to take game number 1. Alright, let's hop right into game number 2. Of Kraazy versus McSmush on the map Vermeer this time. And in the top left, we have our blue Protoss player, currently down 0-1. It is McSmush. And on the right, top right side, we have our red Terran. It is Kraazy. Or green-red. I still have Shift-Tab on. I don't know if any of these players color pick. I try to leave the colors when I can remember to, so that way they do color pick, I can show their color they want to play as, but we'll have to remember that after this next game. McSmush spamming like mad at 700 APM. This man makes Flash look slow. Ooh. Oh, no, okay. It is still a forward gateway, though, so we're probably going to see another Zealot trickle out of McSmush here. It did really well for him last time. Let's see if we get first scout this time. We are not. We're going to the bottom left, so we're going to get last scout, unfortunately. Oh, man. All right. Nothing too crazy going on for either side quite yet. Gateway going down at the front of the ramp. Scout coming out for Kraazy. Nope, that's barracks. I was going to say, that's a pretty early scout, but yeah, no, he just hasn't made his barracks yet. Once again, going for the barracks next to the ramp, though. He really seems to like that. Alright, let's see. Are we not going to take a gas, McSmush? We two-gating? In-base two-gate in Terran? What's going on here? Or are we just going to one-gate expand? Are we doing a one-gate expand? I think we're doing a one-gate expand. All right. I don't hate it. I actually enjoy doing it. All right, we are going to get last scout. Unfortunate. Gas is done for our Terran player here. First Zealot is on the way. That's just a very, very late gas. I wonder if this is just a reaction to the fact that he didn't scout the Terran down here, or if, I don't know if this could also just be Rust. Not playing actively for... Okay. I see you, Probe. What are you doing? What are you doing? Is it going to be a Robo? I mean, this gas is so late for a Robo. I don't know. Gateway's thrown up here, maybe? What's the plan? It is going to be gateways. Okay. Are we doing 3 gates? Yeah, we are going to go 3-gate Dragoon, looks like. Without range, though. There's only 1 probe and gas. That's going to be 3-gate Zealot trickle. That's not going to work. Okay, there's the gas. Do you have a block on the ramp? So we were ready for the Zealot trickle. 2 probes chasing this poor SCV around. Ooh, gonna get the SCV. Ooh, need a moving shot. Darn. 5 HP left. Alright, bunker going down. So we are gonna see an expand out of McSmush here. Or not McSmush, Kraazy here. With the 3-gate proxy. This could be really bad. Are we going Zealot or Vulture first? We are going Vulture first. So this is probably the best possible case scenario for McSmush. It's unscouted. We are going for the expand, although we went bunker before the expand. Do we have range on the way? We do not have range on the way, so we're going to be reliant on a lot of... on breaking this with just non-range Dragoons. Alright, Vulture's coming across the map. Gotta get some shots off on it. One's better than none, I guess. There's not another... Oh no, there's not another Dragoon being made in the main. This Vulture's going to get in and get some pretty good damage. Oh my gosh, the probes are fighting back. The probes say, no, this is our base. Bring that Vulture down to 20 HP. Alright, we got 2 kills on this. 3 kills on this. Oh! We are microing it now, and it does fall. Okay. 3 probe kills. That could have been a lot worse for having to fight that with nothing but probes. Oh no, we sent a Dragoon back. Alright, we're about to hit 6 Dragoons, but he smells something's up. He got into the main base and saw no tech, he saw no gateways, he saw nothing, so he knows something's crazy is going on. So we've got a full wall in here at the front now. Siege mode is on the way, but Siege mode's going to be lit. We're going to have 6 Dragoons here in a second, and he's probably going to go on that 6 Dragoons. 6 Dragoons do 1 shot and SCV. Y2 kid taught me that. Imagine that, a bronze player teaching me something. Oh no, this is going to get busted. We are going to break the bunker. Okay, we got to pull the injured Dragoons back. Get some micro out going here. We can't let him re-wall this off. What are we doing? McSmush, go back in. Siege mode just finished up. I think this is hell. This might be GG here. With the wall up now, we're not going to be able to get the Dragoons in anymore. Yeah, I think McSmush is going to take, or excuse me, Kraazy is going to take this 2-0. This is looking really dire for McSmush. I don't like to call it early, but you have a full wall in now. Siege tank on the high ground, siege tank behind it. We're even getting a missile turret to be extra safe, so no DT shenanigans. This is looking pretty over. But let's see what McSmush can bring out. Maybe he has a plan up his sleeve. It is a lot of Dragoons if he can get on top of the tank somehow. But Kraazy, like I said, just being smart, having these on the high ground. You can technically snipe both of these from the low ground, but you're going to have missed shots. You're going to be taking siege tanks this whole time. People in the chat also agreeing that Retro is the worst freaking map. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of a lot of the maps this season. I'm glad we finally got ASL maps, but this is probably one of the most boring ASL seasons for maps. Alright, this is it. It all comes down to this. And with the full wall in, I mean, even if he breaks this, how much damage does he take before it falls? Now the SCVs can block. And yeah, we're going to lose some SCVs here, but we're going to lose every single Dragoon. We have no tech back at home. We have no base back at home. Oh, he gets the wall in back in. We're not even going to kill the tank on the low ground. Yeah, I think that's GG. We'll see if McSmush agrees or if he has something else planned to try and maybe make a comeback here, but GG is in fact called. Kraazy is going to take it 2-0. Oh, actually. Alright, and with that really quick series, we're going to go ahead and take another break. So I will see you guys in 5 minutes. Go get a drink, go get a snack, go get some water, whatever you need, and I will see you back here shortly. All right, welcome back. We're going to hop into our fourth game of the night. It is going to be Yenta versus, I'm probably going to say this wrong, so if you are in chat, please feel free to correct me, but it is MiQux. That seems like that's just wrong. Saying that makes me feel uncomfortable. But let's go ahead and hop in our game. It is going to be a TVZ, so we did have some zergs left, thank goodness. In the top left, it is our yellow zerg. It is Yenta. And in the bottom left, it is our magenta Terran. It is Hatsune Miku. I'm assuming that's going to be pronounced Miku with that. But once again, feel free to correct me if anyone knows better. I'm going to assume it's Miku now because of the Hatsune part. Alright, let's see what Yenta brings forward here for our TVZ. Our first TVZ of the night. Everyone's favorite matchup. It is a very much a back and forth, aggressive, constantly in each other's faces matchup, so everyone loves some TVZ. Oh, Kitty is back on the camera as well. Hi, Kitty. Just barely. You got some kitty butt. Alright, Overlord is going to get the first scout, but scouting towards the... oh, no, he's scouting towards the natural. I hate Retro, man. Supply Deep going down. Nothing crazy coming out of either player. We're not going to see an 8 racks or anything, any weird shenanigans. Going to get just a standard macro TVZ, it looks like. Alrighty. Alright, my sincere apologies. I've had a bit of a cough lately. I'm not entirely sure why. Alright, we are going to get the 12 hatch coming out of our Zerg player here. Racks coming down, so yeah, normal play. I do like the 12 hatch. I know a lot of Zergs have been favoring overpull or 9 pulls in this matchup lately because of the 8 racks, but I still like going for the 12 hatch even when the 8 racks was a lot more popular. I've been seeing a little bit less of it lately, but I've also been seeing more BBSs lately, so not necessarily an improvement. And we are going to see 2 racks out of Miku here. So, starting right off with some aggression out of our Terran player. We'll have to see if Yenta can hold it, or if he does scout it. Overlord's not going to pop in to see if this is actually the proper location, but that's a good thing if he didn't, because he would have been like all the way in here before he noticed it, and probably loses Overlord with the 2 racks. So this is actually going to work out in Yenta's favor. Pull does go down at a normal timing. We are going to take a delayed gas. So it's looking like we're going to go for a 3 hatch play out of Yenta here. And first scout is going to come out for Miku. SCV on the ramp blocking, so we're not going to get up and see the 2 racks, but when you see this, you do kind of suspect something weird is going on. There's the 3rd hatchery going down. Probably will take her gas now. Yep. And we're going to get a full scout as Miku, so we're going to know exactly what's going on. And this is probably... Sorry, I live right next to a fire station, so sirens are bound to happen on occasion. Hopefully that didn't get too loud before I muted it, but yeah, Yenta's going to know exactly what's going on. Excuse me, Miku's going to know exactly what's going on. This is probably the best case scenario for Yenta, though. He's going to have the extra larva production he's going to need to make zerglings. But this hatchery does finish in time, so you can actually just even throw down a sunken or 2 and drone behind this. And it looks like we're going to go for the Academy, so we're going for like a really aggressive game here. But Yenta should know something is up, because there's still not an expansion here on the low ground. We are going to get the anti-Vulture, because we don't know if it's Vulture or not. I would like to see the Zerglings poke up just to see. Like, if he poked up here, he'd see all these Marines and he would know that it's 2 racks. Usually you would want to hide some of the Marines to kind of like not show your hand. But Yenta definitely knows something's up, he just doesn't know exactly what yet. He's checking down here to make sure there's nothing like being built in his base. I like that. Okay, we did pop up here. He should now know exactly what's going on. SCV's going to get picked off. We do see the lair, but we're going to need more Sunkens than this to hold this. With how many Zerg or Marines he saw, too, I'm surprised he's not getting ready to throw down more Sunkens, but you don't see this kind of a 2 racks very often, so maybe he's not entirely sure of the timing. He's going to see the SCV. Are we going to hide the Marines? And the Marines do go through vision, so he now does know. He needs to get those Sunkens down now. 1 Sunken. We need at least 1 more Sunken to hold this, or else start making Zerglings. Okay. The question is, are they going to be on time? Even going for the 4th Sunken to be extra safe. I wouldn't have minded seeing the Evo Chamber come down here instead of the 4th Sunken. 2 Sunkens will be done in time. This one's going to be a little bit delayed, but that's okay because these 2 will be on time. So Yenta should hold here. This should probably be GG. We're going to have Mutas followed up behind this for not too much longer, and here comes the attempted break. But yeah, there's too many Sunkens here. This Sunken would have finished just in time. Zergling speed is on the way. Spire is on the way. Taking our gas. This is looking good for Yenta. Yenta's in an amazing position at the moment. But never underestimate the power of Terran, man. You can do some crazy stuff. In fact, we're going to just bunker outside of the natural of the Zerg and say, well, I'm stuck on 1 base, you're stuck on 2 base. We're going to see some missile turrets go down too, or what's that SCV doing? Like, he saw that this was making. I guess maybe he was trying to see the lair and see if it's still finished. I don't know. We'll get to 3 racks, getting an engineering bay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. You're against 3 hatcheries, so like Yenta could make nothing but Zerglings right now, get up to 2 control groups of Zerglings into this first 6 mutas, and then just come out here, bust this, come over here and end the game. Or he can just make the mutas and come over here and, you know, what's Terran going to do? He's never going to be able to expand. Spire is about to finish up. Not making a ton of larvae, but we should have enough for 8 mutas when this finishes up. The 9th isn't going to be, the 9th larva is not going to be quite on time, but this one should, yeah. 6, 8, let's see. I don't think it's quite on time, yeah. Just barely off. Actually, it was almost perfectly timed out. I was wrong. Don't have the money for all 8, though, so, or all 9, though, right off the bat, so that's okay. We did have to make a bunch of Sunkens here to be extra safe, and we took a later gas for a 3 hatch from the natural. Second bunker coming down, but again, like, mutas do this thing called flying, so these bunkers don't do anything against the mutas. Making a 3rd bunker. MiQux just not letting the Zerg leave. He's going to say, it is my base now. You are staying home. But again, the mutas don't care about that. What do we got turret-wise back at home? We've got 2 turrets. We've only got 3 Marines. A 3rd turret down here. Probably going to do a Valkyrie follow-up here, because if not, you just die to the mutas. I don't think he has any other choice. We're going to try and take a hidden base, it looks like. But Yenta at least saw one of the SCVs. Let's hope he saw the second one and reacts. He did not notice the second one. So we might get the hidden base out. And if that hidden base goes up, this could be a bit of a longer game. These barracks, though, are not defended by these missile turrets. So those are, no Marine range. We can easily pick off these Marines and then just take full control of the barracks. Yenta actually looking for hidden bases. Not going to find one yet, but if he goes all the way to the top right, he might. No, he's going to pull back at this point. Queen's Nest on the way. It looks like we might be doing Guardians from here. I would like to see a little bit more activity with these Mutalisks, but okay, we're not expanding with this SCV. I'm not entirely sure what this SCV is doing. I guess just checking to make sure our 3rd wasn't taken, so that way he knows what is going on for our Zerg player here. Zerg doing a slow push forward with the creep. And these mutas are kind of peeking forward. We do have Marine range, actually. I was wrong. Stopping on 9 mutas, though. And not going into the hive? There's the hive, okay. Gonna do a siege tank follow-up to this, but if the hive's on time, we get the Guardians out. And we now scout that it's going to be a siege tank follow-up, so we can get ready to respond appropriately. Gotta be careful not to lose any mutas here. If we can pick off this first tank too, that would be huge. Again, there's no missile turrets defending this area at all. We're up to a full group of mutas now. The last one's about to pop somewhere. There it is. Alright, we get a scan. We see the hive on the way. We don't know the timing, but more mutas coming out. This is definitely going to be a Guardian follow-up, and I think that's going to be exactly what he needs here. I don't think the Terran can break our Zerg player with a Guardian. Some free fire bats. Those are delicious. Still only at 10 in the actual group. We got to be really careful not to lose the siege tank as well, so this has to move across the map really slowly. Oh no, he might lose it here if Yenta's paying attention. We're going to lose the 3 Marines. Does he see the siege tank? Mutas don't have the greatest vision radius. He did not see it, unfortunately. And his control group overlord is unfortunately also now here. Oh, going for the tank pick off. Oh, get one swipe, but only 1 muta fires. Honestly, we have enough Mutas here to just kill this whole army. I don't even think you need a micro, you can just A-click. Ooh, a bit of an over micro there. Loses 2 Mutas for free, but yeah, there's 5 Marines here against 11 Mutas, 10 Mutas, 8 Mutas. Gonna push this army back. Alright, Greater Spire, or what's our plan here? I'm pretty sure this should be a Greater Spire follow-up. Yep, there it is. And we have no starports, so once this Greater Spire finishes, this is probably a game, assuming he doesn't GG out before then, because this army's about to get cleaned up. We got a little over a control group of Mutas here. It's like 14 or 15 here at the moment. Looking for that Siege Tank. Is going to find the Siege Tank as well. It might be... He might GG when this gets picked off. Yenta with a dominating first game. Do we have any Mutas at home? We do not. So once this Greater Spire finishes, I think he's just going to morph the Muta or the Greater Spire over here or something, and then A-click in. But MiQux putting up a pretty decent fight for being only on 1 base, so. But yeah, Greater Spire's about to finish up. MiQux's gonna just GG, and Yenta's gonna take game number 1. One moment, guys. Just checking something real quick. All right. And let's go ahead and get ready to hop into game number 2 of Yenta versus MiQux. Oh, man. All right, in the top right, we have MiQux, our Magenta Terran, showing us some very interesting play in game number 1. We'll see what he brings in on game number 2. And in the bottom left, cross spawn positions, it is our orange Zerg. It is Yenta. Or, as Killa A says in the chat, Yenta. Yay! All right. So yeah, I'm really interested to see what MiQux does this game. Had a very interesting play in game number 1. You don't really see 1-base Terran very often anymore. I've seen some 1-base Protoss on the ladder on occasion. I think that's a bit more common, but 1-base Terran just doesn't really happen anymore. Even in weird, cheesy type games, it's not really a thing anymore. So, oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. This could outright end the game if MiQux doesn't, or if Yenta doesn't scout it. 2 racks is pretty dangerous against 12 hatch. And the fact that it's cross spawns is actually less important now. The good old BBS. Hello, McTerran. Welcome to the stream. Interesting. Second barracks is made even further down. Might as well, no reason not to. Alright, Yenta is going to go for the 12 hatch, so he's got to scout this. He's got to be able to hold this properly. You're going to have to pull drones. You're going to have to pull SCV, or pull drones, make zerglings, delay for as long as you can. But as long as you can hold it, the game will end. Alright, first Rex is done. Second Rex about to finish up. Scout is going to go out. Unfortunately, the crossbones is actually going to hurt Yenta here a little bit because he's not going to get the scout on the fact that there's no barracks in the Terran's base until the Marines are already on the way. And with this, yeah, Yenta, or excuse me, MiQux is going to see that Yenta is bottom left. As long as he wasn't paying attention, he'll see that Overlord was there. Yeah, and he's sending the Marines down to the bottom left, but he's not pulling the SCVs back yet, so I think he missed that and is just scouting with the Marine. Which is dangerous, because he can get that first Marine picked off if Yenta notices in time. Oh, just barely doesn't see that barracks. That barracks is just perfectly placed. But we are going to see that Marine come into vision now, and we got to pull drones. Oh, he even fires on the hatchery, so now we're extra aware of that fact. Third hatchery is on the way. I think we need to pull more drones in this. Canceling the gas is good. And you come down here with the drones, make a sunken. Get ready to make your zerglings. Not going to fight it with the drones, actually. But MiQux not making a bunker. That's an interesting decision. Canceling the hatchery even to get more zerglings out. I like that. It's a good decision. MiQux going to try and push up the ramp. I think that is a mistake. Because you're really drillable coming up this, and we're going to get more and more zerglings out. Trying to make the bunker in the main base. Drones are fighting Marines. I think Yenta's going to hold this. Ooh, we got to actually use our zerglings, though. We're losing a lot of drones. Maybe I'm misspeaking a little bit too quickly here. All right, the last Marine's going to fall, though. That should be a hold. And we have enough drones here to just outright out-macro the Terran player at this point. Actually kills one of the zerglings with an SCV. And then now you just counter across the map and make nothing but zerglings and the game's over. I don't know what MiQux is planning on doing from this point on. I don't even know why we're making this sunken. We don't need it. MiQux just going to leave the game. GG out. Game number 2 is going to go to Yenta. Yenta going to take the series 2-0. All right, that was a pretty quick series, so we're going to hop right into the next one. I don't think I need a break for my voice this time. We'll go ahead and update our players here. Versus... We'll see how I feel after the game 1. We may take a break after game 1, but we'll hop right into our next game for now. It is going to be Mutaller versus yoitsflash. Starting off on the map, a retro. I also realized I forgot to change scenes. My mistake. In the top left, we have our tan zerg. It is Mutaller. And in the bottom right, cross positions on retro, it is our blue Protoss Flash. All right, ZVP on retro. It can be a very long, turtley map. We'll have to see what both of our players want to bring to the game. I don't remember what retro's mineral line looks like. I don't know if you can cannon rush on this map. Reveal entire map. Yeah, you can cannon rush on this map. Okay. It's looking like it's probably going to be a forge expand out of flash here. And we are seeing that that forward pylon. I think this is the pylon that I'm more used to. Fear had it one more up, and it was a bit weird to me, but it worked, so either pylon position works for sure. And we are going to see the overpull on this map as well from our Zerg player. All right, we're going to get a second scout here, obviously, because it's cross spawns. Forge should be coming down. Yeah, we are going to place the forge. We're not going to blindly skip it. Some Protosses do that, and it would actually be really good for Flash since it's cross spawns, but he can at the very least skip the cannon, and he should get here in time to see that Zerglings, or if Zerglings are popping in numbers or not. Since it's cross spawns, he's also going to get the block on the hatchery if he wants it. Little love tap as the drone passes the probe. Gonna get another love tap here. Actually blocking the probe from getting in. It's kind of like stopping the hatchery block by pretending that he's doing something cheesy, so that he really wants to get in here. Alright, we see one Zergling being made. We see a second potential Zergling, but we can see it's drone. And we see another pair of Zerglings potentially, which is in fact a Zergling. So we are going to force the cannon before the Nexus. So this is actually really good for Mutaller. I think even if all three of these were Zerglings, since it's cross spawn, you can easily get away with the Nexus before the cannon. But It's not going to be like a game-ending decision or anything like that. I think it's it just could have been a slightly more optimized from Flash here, yoitsflash. And we do see it's only 4 Zerglings as well. Starting to chase that probe around. See how well his micro is. It looks like he's just A-clicked on, not actually trying to get a good surround. Although, we might get it here. Nice. We are going to pick up that probe extremely early. We're taking a third behind all this. We unfortunately lose a drone to a cannon. But this is always an awkward situation for Zerg, though, because now he doesn't know exactly what's going on in front of the natural, because his Overlord's going to be really late to get over here. So he's going to send Zerglings across the map. There's always the potential there's a probe still snuck out on the map somewhere, so you give up the potential of losing scouting information to see if there are, in fact, zealots coming or not. Personally, this is what I would do, is have these Zerglings across the map. It's really important to know exactly what's going on in the Zerg's natural, or Protoss's natural. And honestly, you can... I think you can dive on this cannon? No, you need 6 Zerglings, I think. I don't think 4 is quite enough. But yoitsflash being a little bit greedy by not putting the probes here. He's not going to get punished for it, but for how safe he was playing earlier, it's a bit surprising to me that he doesn't have these probes here just in case. Especially because his first probe got picked off so early. Interesting third base location as well. I think this is probably the more natural third. But I don't think it actually matters. I mean, it's not going to like be game ending or anything like that. This is an easier fourth base to take than this one, so that might be part of the decision making here. Get this turtle up early so you can take this one easier later on. And it looks like we're going to go 5 hatch before gas for our Zerg Mutaller here, so could be seeing a really strong Hydra timing coming out at around 6 to 7 minutes. Small optimization for my fellow Zerg players here. Making your 4th hatchery at your 3rd base so that you can drone up your 3rd base quicker is technically optimal, but don't let that confuse you and make you think that I'm judging you, because I do this all the time too out of laziness. First 2 zealots coming across the map. Going to chase back these Zerglings. We're going to force a couple extra Zerglings out, but not going to really be able to get much done here. +1 is starting up on the way. What's going on in the main base? We do have our Stargate on the way. 3rd hatchery is coming up, taking our double gas. Pretty standard 5 hatch before gas. Once that 5th hatch goes down, you throw up a gas in your main, you throw up a gas in your natural, you mine from both, you throw down your Hydra Den at 50 gas, and that should get your Hydralisk out just in time to stop the Corsair from killing any Overlords. And then you can drone behind that. Go up to 32 drones if you want to do the all-in push and try and bust the Terran, or the Protoss, or you can go into a more macro game from there as well. Although we are extremely drone light in our main here, so a bit of a misoptimization in our drone usage. Actually missing some drones somewhere, maybe? Did we transfer drones? I think we transferred drones, maybe. Oh, we're also making Sunkens. That's an interesting decision. I don't think these Sunkens are necessary. I'm not entirely sure what's making him think to get these Sunkens. Alright, 4 Zealot move out. A drone coming down here for scouting, or else a misrally. Ooh, gonna lose that drone instantly. Sunkens aren't going to allow us to keep droning heavily, because all we need is the Zerglings to defend with the Sunkens, but still not entirely sure it's the correct decision. Hydra Den has finished up. We're going to need to see at least a couple of Hydras at both locations. Alright, there's 2 Hydras starting up, maybe 2 more. We are seeing +1 air weapons back at home. We are seeing only 2 Corsairs, though. We'll see if he cancels the +1 air weapons once he sees that it's a 5 hatch before gas, or at the very least a late layer timing. Alright, we are at 31 drones. Not quite the 32, but close enough. So we'll see if he wants to go pure Hydra protection from here and push across the map, or what his plan is. We're going to get 2 Overlords here. That's really bad. Did we make all the Hydras at their 3rd base? Where's our Hydras? Okay, here's some more Hydras. We're not going to get another Overlord, but losing 2 is pretty big. Not canceling +1 air weapons is pretty big too. He can get his Templar out a little bit quicker if he canceled that. He doesn't necessarily need it, but Hydra production is continuing. We're not making drones. Hydra speed is on the way. We'll see what happens once the Overlords pop when we get unsupply blocked, if we're going to keep going for drones or if we're going to go for full Hydra push. But it's looking like we're probably going to go for a Hydra push since we're moving across the map, so rally all 5 Hydras over here, and all 5 hatches over here, and just A-click. And Flash going for an extremely greedy 3rd here, it looks like. This is so risky because a 5 hatch before gas gets a ton of Hydras out extremely fast. So if Mutaller does push, that could just be game ending. But we are seeing a mix of drones and Hydras, so it's looking like we're going to go for a more macro type play and get a 6 hatchery out. So that might actually work out well for Flash. 3 Corsairs moving across the map. They do have +1, I believe. Yeah, didn't get canceled. A 4th Corsair on the way. So we're going to try and snipe some Overlords here, but the Hydralisk should help defend us. Pulling back the first one that's injured, getting the second one pulled back, yeah. Not going to get anything really done here. But getting this third up this early, this is an insanely fast third. It's an 8-minute third on 3 gateways, or 4 technically. 5th one is finishing up now. Man, I really gotta do something about that cough. My apologies, guys. Alright, Mutaller staying on 5 hatcheries for now. But we are managing to spend our money, so that's okay. We are actually doing a double Evo chamber, which is where that money's going into. Do manage to pick off 1 Corsair, that's pretty nice. Might even catch a second one here if we're not careful. Okay, we are going to pull those back. We have Hydras moving across the map. They're going to check this 3rd base location. And that's unfortunate, because there's nothing here, but there is here. We'll see if he moves down here and goes to see this, but I think even if he runs past here, these Hydras just outright die. Oh, they are move commanded. Oh, trying to pick off the Templar. We do get the Templar pick. That's pretty good. If we can save these Hydras, 3 Hydras for Templar is amazing. Okay, we're going to get up here and at least scout this base now. So now he knows that base is there. And we'll see what his plan is to deal with that. If he's going to just take a 4th and start going towards his hive, or if he plans on spamming nothing but Hydras at this point and trying to break something. I think at this point, if you do go for the Hydras, you just try and break the natural. I don't think you can actually break up this ramp, but it's looking like you might want to try. This DT is going to get picked off, but it's going to see the army moving across the map, so we might be able to get the High Templars over here in time. We need the High Templars over here to hold this ramp. And actually, we're going to let them right up to the ramp or let them into the cannons here. Ooh, this could just outright break. A lot of the Hydra's not firing, though. A bit of a misrally. This might be held now. Yeah, we kind of move commanded half those Hydras down the low ground, so they weren't firing onto the high ground. Even the missed shots are better than nothing. We are continuing to drone up. It is 40 drones to 42 probes, so, like, if we take a 4th right now, we're probably okay, especially if we get into our lurker tech and start hurdling up a little bit. Queen's Nest is going down, so it's looking like we're going to want to go towards Hive Tech. We are going to get ready to take a 4th, but this DT, oh, this DT's going to leave just a little bit too early. He does notice it and goes back. Oh, is he going to get the drone before the hatchery makes? He is going to get that drone. That's brutal. Hopefully Mutaller notices pretty quickly. There's been a couple of times in my games where I've sent a drone over to make a hatchery and not checked back for like 45 seconds, and that's just so much lost time there. We do have some lurkers coming up. No observer tech on the way, so we can at least set up a contain here. And maybe even actually bust this, because all of our armies at our 3rd base. Alright, we did notice relatively quickly. So this DT is going to get picked off. Running for its life, but there's nowhere for it to go. More Hydras coming across the map now. A couple of Zerglings being made, and we do have a 6th hatchery coming up at our 4th base now, and we should hopefully see another drone come out to make or take a 4th base. There it is now. And here we are, we're moving in to get this potential contain off, but the observatory is now started. This may have been just a little bit too late. This is still a bustable location. There's only 2 cannons here and what's rallying out, so I wouldn't mind seeing Mutaller push forward here to see if he can bust this, because he can definitely bust this. You can definitely bust this location. 3rd base still hasn't quite started up yet. Picking up a couple of extra units for free, and we're just making a bunch of extra lurkers. I'm not sure how I feel about that. We're not going to get a real contain up. Since all the army's over here and we already have a 3rd base, I think it would have been better to save those Hydralisks and try and bust, but that's okay. Picks off both the High Templars. One left here, but it's got full energy, essentially. Ooh. If he gets that High Templar, that's pretty big. Whole bunch of extra lurkers morphing. And our first observer is now out. We don't have any Hydra support left here, but oh, we get the observer. That's massive. The first observer falls instantly. That fourth base is started up. We do have our Queen's Nest done, but we haven't started our Hive Tech quite yet. More Hydras up there. Probably should come over here with the army. And yeah, Flash is just going to do a counterattack. Now, we need to leave at least one High Templar here, though, or we lose this base. And even though the third base is up, it's, oh my gosh, we're trying to break with the Lurkers? That's a bit of a waste. Counterattack is not coming yet. Another Observer is finally out. Oh, he storms his own Observer, though. This might just be game over. Counterattack coming out from the yoitsflash. We're still trying to break this location. 2 cannons left, only a few Hydra or a few Dragoons left over. This base location has nothing really defending it. This is going to definitely lose a lot over here as well. But the last cannon does fall. We can move these Lurkers forward if we want into the natural base at this point. Another Observer is on the way, but it's only part of the way done. More Hydras are rallying out. This might be enough to hold this if the army does not engage very well. Back at home, we do get the Lurkers into the mineral line here of yoitsflash, getting quite a few probes and forcing the mining off of this base location. There's not that many probes at the third base location. But we are losing our hatcheries at our third. We do have a fourth up, though, so we are at least mining on 3 bases still for our Zerg player. There is no more Hydra support here for these Lurkers, though. We might be able to snipe the Nexus. Ooh, is he going to try and force the snipe on the Nexus, or is he's moving forward to try and do some damage over here? Back over here, we've lost 2 hatcheries. More Hydras are popping and dying instantaneously. But these Lurkers are going to get cleaned up. Doing some flash micro with this 1 Dragoon. Second Observer is out. These Lurkers are all cleaned up. There's a couple more out here that aren't going to do much. We're going to lose the last hatchery. So our third base location is entirely dead at this point. 37 drones, 245 probes. Only 1 hatchery at this location as well. So we've lost a lot of our production for our Zerg player, while only just slightly hindering our Protoss player. He's going to be able to retransfer to this base location. Not much of an army behind us, though. Flash is not macroing back at home after or through all this, so Mutaller might actually still be in an okay position. Oh my gosh, we're down to 1 Dragoon left over here. We've cleaned up this army at this location. This is our full standing army for our Protoss. Rethrowing down our macro hatches here. I wouldn't mind seeing some drones being made out of this and retake this base location as well. We do have the Hive now finished. The Defiler Mound could be huge here. Corsairs roaming around. They're going to get a bunch of free Overlord kills here as well with all the Overlords that were across the map. So supply blocking Mutaller for the short term at the very least. And we do have enough of an army here, especially with these cannons finishing up, that we're not going to be able to counter again as Mutaller for a while. Mutaller needs to kind of pull back and turtle up a little bit here. A very back and forth little engagement there. It could have actually ended for either player at any point in time. How is our saturation looking? We're low in our main. We're low in our natural. And we're a little low in our third. 38 drones. Yeah, we need to be at like 46 drones right now to afford the 6 hatcheries. So I wouldn't mind like remaking a few drones here. We are getting the Adrenal Glands upgrade. No Defiler Tech on the way quite yet. And we, I think, only have upgrades for the Hydralisk. We haven't started our plus ground weapons quite yet. +2 range does start up, so hopefully we'll see that +1 ground attack starting up. And we really need that Defiler Mound down. The Defiler Mound's going to be what keeps him alive at the moment. We're just hurting for gas so much right now. Are we mining at all over locations? We are. Oh, we just made a bunch of Lurkers. That's where the gas just went. Okay. yoitsflash, once again, extremely mineral heavy at the moment. Wouldn't mind seeing some extra cannons go down at both these locations. And we are pushing across the map, but there is no High Templars with this army, and there is quite a large army from Zerg, so Zerg should be able to push this army back. Might even get the snipes on the Observers. Nope, does pick off the first Overlord and gets them back out of position here. But all of the ground army for Zerg is evaporating here pretty quickly. There's now more Dragoons than there are Hydralisks. yoitsflash deciding to pull back anyways, just to be safe. All of our hatcheries have now finished up as well, and we are supply blocked once again for Mutaller. These Corsairs doing some pretty good damage. 6 kills on that one, 4 kills on that one. These Corsairs doing quite well. yoitsflash going to decide to take a 4th behind this, so we are now up on bases, and we did actually do what I wanted to do, which is to make some drones here to retake a 4th base location. Still no Defiler Mound on the way. Oh, there it is. Okay, we made it in their natural, so we do have Defiler Tech on the way. That is good. We're definitely going to need Defiler Tech to hold on here and survive. Consume on the way. +1 melee started for our Zerg player. +2 carapace still on the way. Our Protoss upgrades are currently at 200, so we actually have an upgrade advantage for Zerg, which is going to help Zerg out in the long run. And Zerg trying to take a 5th base behind all of this as well. Finally transferring some probes down to this 3rd base. So we've actually kind of only been on 2 base mining for Flash this whole time, even though we've had 3 bases, because there was only about 6 or 7 probes mining here. We didn't actually like properly saturate our 3rd base. Big move out across the map here for Mutaller with no defilers with his army. I think this is maybe a bit premature to move out into the map like this. Losing a bunch of lurkers almost instantaneously. This army is not going to have a very good engagement here. The Zerglings are getting onto the Zealots. The Hydras are running into the Dragoons. And honestly, that might have been a big mistake for Mutaller. Mutaller going to GG. And yoitsflash is going to take game number 1. All right. On that note, before we move into game number 2, I am going to take a quick break, give my throat a little bit of a rest. My voice needs a slight break, so go get some drinks, go get some snacks, hit the restroom if you need to hit the restroom, and I will see you guys back here in about 5 minutes. All right, everyone, welcome back. Let's go ahead and hop into game number 2 of yoitsflash versus Mutaller. A pretty aggressive game number 1. Both players counterattacking, doing pretty big damage, but unfortunately yoitsflash just pulling out a little bit more ahead. I believe we are on Vermeer this time. Let me actually remember to update the scorecard for once. And we'll hop into our game. In the top right, it is our yellow Protoss, yoitsflash. And in the bottom right, we have our blue Zerg. It is Mutaller. yoitsflash showing some pretty decisive play in game number 1, getting kind of contained into his natural and sending his entire army for a counterattack, doing massive amounts of damage. Making good use of his Corsairs, killing quite a few Overlords, at least 10 that I counted. Probably more, because some of those Corsairs died before I could get a good look at them. But let's see what Mutaller brings out this game. Hopefully he can make a comeback here, take this to game number 3. This is our last series of the day, so I would love to get 3 games out of it. We'll see what both of our players bring to the field. We're cutting probes, I think. Right? Oh, we are cutting drones, though. No Overlord being made. Are we going to see a 9 pull, or are we going to see a 9 hatch? 9 pull it is. We got a 9 pull out of Mutaller. Mutaller bringing some early game aggression. Scout going out, so it looks like we're going to get a Forge expand from Flash. This is actually the best case scenario for Flash, is to get that. Oh, yeah, we're going to see 9 pull Speedling all in. If we're getting the Forge down, this is a. Oh, yeah, not a Speedling. Okay, so we are going to still see some. They'll probably go up to 8 Zerglings and try and get some damage. If we get the Forge down here, though, and it is a Forge expand, you just double cannon here, hold this with probes, and yoitsflash should be okay as long as he handles this properly. It is going to come down to timing and a bit of micro, so Mutaller is not out of this just because Flash is doing probably the optimal option here. And Mutaller is going to get first scout with his drone, so he's going to know exactly where to send these first Zerglings. Overlord's going to pop as this pull finishes. We'll see 6 Zerglings start immediately. We should see a pair of 8 start on the next larva, and then you usually expand behind that and stop making Zerglings at 8. And the first cannon's going to come down. This is going to be nice for Flash. He's going to get the scout on the 9 pull as late as possible since this is a last scout. But this first cannon's going to finish in time. That's okay. 6 Zerglings can kill this cannon. As long as the second one hasn't started, you can keep making Zerglings and just outright in the game. But it is going to come down to if he scouts this in time. And these Zerglings might sneak out before the probe gets here. Oh, that could be big. Okay, he does see the Zerglings. If the Zerglings had tugged this a little bit tighter, I don't know where these Zerglings are going. He's got them misrallied across the map. Oh, no. Probes are going to come down. If these were rallied the right way, he would not have seen these. Because they would have hugged this wall and come up this way, so the probe wouldn't have seen them. We need to throw down a gateway here to get the block. He pulled a little bit too many probes. He's just not getting minerals fast enough. Are these Zerglings going to get on top of this just in time? Zerglings coming in, decent blocking. He's just going to try and run past, but these are probes are blocking the ramp. I think that was the wrong decision. I think he should have gone for the cannon there. Hatchery has started. We're trying to take a third behind this, so we actually didn't make the normal 8 Zerglings. We're going to try and deny mining in this natural for as long as possible as we double expand behind this. Bunch more drones being made, gas being taken. Gotta be careful not to let these Zerglings get pulled into the cannons. Gonna get up probe. Good job by Flash, identifying that there was a weak Zergling there, coming up with 2 probes to finish that off. Oh, we're going to lose this Zergling as well. So we are no longer contesting that natural mineral patch. We do need to get a couple probes here just to be safe. I guess he is scouting and seeing drones are being made, so he is okay. We are going to see super fast gas here as well for our Zerg player. With everything else that's okay, we're going to have some extremely loud background noise because for some reason they decided to leaf blow our apartment complex at 3 in the afternoon. I gotta love living in an apartment. Sorry for that, guys. Not much I can do about it. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. We're just droning heavily. We're making a couple of Zerglings, but other than that, mostly just droning. Getting a little bit of free damage on this probe. Really sorry about the background noise. I wish there was something I could do about it, but unfortunately there is not. Probe is going to get chased out of the main base here. We might even get the pick off here. Just barely sneaks around that. Going to sneak back into the main base even. So we're going to get... Oh, good block. Going to kill the probe. We are not going to confirm what the gas is going into and if we're staying on gas. Gas is coming down for yoitsflash. Do need to get that cybernetics core down here. And we're going to get a Hydra Den, so it's not going to be a Lair follow-up. It is going to be a Hydra Den follow-up. We are going to go for the Hydra bust. Zergling speed is on the way, so we're going all in here. This Zealot might be able to get into the main base. Oh, he's not going to run through. Ooh, does get picked off. Only gets one Zergling for his trouble. Second Zealot is complete with a third one on the way. I do like this pylon in the main base of the Zerg. I don't know if he was planning on making a gateway here or what he was planning on doing with this. It's kind of cute, though. Unfortunately, it got scouted and picked off, and it's not going to be able to do much. Cybernetics Core on the way. Second gateway is on the way, but we're going to have Hydras out here pretty quickly. We're going for range first as well, so he is definitely going for the bust. And we only have one cannon, and it's at the front of the wall-in. And this pylon's actually misplaced, I think. No, you can fit a cannon there, because that cannon's here. Never mind, this cannon, or this pylon's fine. I don't know what I'm saying. Don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't play this game. Alright, here come the Hydralists. Gonna do a Hydraling all in. This is gonna come down to, oh, and we're not making more cannons. This isn't scouted. I think we're gonna go to a game 3. A third Zealot's only just now starting up, so we actually delayed some Zealots here. Only 2 Hydras out at the moment. Are we gonna hide the Hydras, or what's our plan here? yoitsflash looking like he wants to take a third really early as well. Flash being, like, so greedy in these games. More and more Zerglings coming across the map. We're not making a lot of Hydras, so if there's a bunch of cannons here, we would hold this, but there's only one cannon here. These 3 Hydras can definitely pop this cannon. And with the Zerglings coming in at the front to tank, ooh, first shot's going Hydras, though. Hydras need to get on top of this cannon. The first one's going to go down before even doing any damage to the cannon. The rest of the Hydras are going to come in. We are getting these Zerglings on top of the cannons, though. That's pretty big. The cannon does fall. We're only at 3 Zealots defending against all of this. 2 more cannons on the way, but there is no way these cannons finish in time. We're even going to get the Zerglings on it to cancel those. We're going to have to abandon our natural. GG is called. Mutaller's going to tie it up 1-1. We are getting a game 3, boys. Mutaller is making his comeback. Alright, moving into game number 3. It is going to be on Apocalypse. Hopefully we get another banger of a game. Haven't had any really long games. I wouldn't be necessarily opposed to seeing a late game Hive Tech Zerg game, but we'll see what our players bring. In the top center, tying the series back up to 1-1, it is Mutaller. And in the bottom right, it is our Magenta Protoss. yoitsflash. Here on the map, Apocalypse. Yo, it's Mutaller, says Killa Ace in the chat. Sorry guys, bear with me for a second here, just gotta get rid of that. Alright. We are going to get the first scout with the Overlord this time. Mutaller having a bit unlucky with the scouting with this Overlord, so at least the Overlord will be in a good position this game. And we'll see if Mutaller goes for another cheesy play. Watching this larva to see if we get an Overlord. Oh, snap. Pylon in the main base of Flash. So Flash this time is going for the, you want to cheese me, I'll cheese you back. Oh, man. We are probably going to see an overpull. Yeah, so we are seeing an overpull out of Mutaller. Now, is this going to be a 2-gate, or is he going to do some weird 1-base, like, Rush Corsair build? Both are things that I have seen. 2-gate is definitely more common and more popular, but I have seen some really weird, like, Rush Cybernetics Core, Rush Gas, get a Corsair out before the Zerg can react and hope that, like, they don't react. Alright, it's looking like it's going to be a 2-gate, so we're going to get a in-base 2-gate from yoitsflash. yoitsflash going to get last scout, but it actually doesn't matter too much. We're going to get our hatchery down pretty on time, though, which is nice for Mutaller. As my brain farts a little bit here. Scout going out. This drone a little bit misrallied. Apocalypse is a pain in the butt. I always misrally on this map, too. But it is going to get that hatchery down on time. And interestingly enough, our drone's going to the same base as our Overlord? Okay, he switched it up. He's setting it at the bottom left now. This Overlord seeing nothing at the wall, and he probably assumes that our Protoss is over here. But we are making 6 Zerglings, so we are going to be okay. Okay, he sees that probe go past. Sees nothing at this natural now. He should know something's up and continue making Zerglings at this point. Yeah, we just see another Zergling go into production here, so Mutaller 100% prepared for something strange and cheesy now that he knows there's nothing made in any natural. Sees the first zealot coming across the map. Gonna send the Overlord in to see exactly what's going on. Hopefully send this drone home as well. And the fact that this is in base means that you can't really comfortably counterattack. You still should send these Zerglings out on the map to pressure the potential of counterattacking, but it definitely limits your ability to counterattack. Alright, Mutaller going to get confirmation of the 2 gateways, and we are continuing Zealot production. Since this isn't in the natural, we can't really make a small amount of Zealots and expand behind it, because you can't defend this natural against a Ling Flood. Third hatchery is going up in the natural here, and it's looking like we're going to want to either wall this off with a Evo chamber or make a sunken. And it is going to be a sunken here. Alright, moving out with 5 Zealots. We have 10 Zerglings, and a sunken will be done in time. That should be enough to hold it as long as Mutaller doesn't throw away any Zerglings in pointless engagements. Stop these Zealots from running past, get a good surface area on the Zealots. I'd actually have some Zerglings here and some over here. Let the Zealots come up and hit the sunken and then come around from behind and start getting good surface area on those Zealots. Gas is going down for yoitsflash back at home, and he has to leave the extra Zealots back at home just in case there was a Ling counterattack. No gas for our Zerg player here, so our Zerg player is not going to go for a quick lair follow-up. And we are making more Zerglings. Gotta be careful as Zerg not to over-make Zerglings here. Oh, man, excuse me. I have had a bit of a messed up sleep schedule lately, so it's getting to the point where my body thinks I'm supposed to be in bed, even though I'm actually feeling pretty awake today. Alright, I'm bringing a bunch of Zealots across the map at this point. I'm gonna wait up to recombine them, but I don't think you can break this. And if you do try to commit, you just throw down a building here and hold back here if you need to, whatever you gotta do. Cybernetics course just about to finish up back at home for the Protoss, and we are droning up from here. I do like that decision. And then, yeah, I like this coming around. If you try and dive on this sunken, you're just gonna get bopped. I don't know if I agree with actually doing this engage. We're gonna lose a lot of our Zerglings here for not a good trade at all. In fact, at this point, I think you see this many this many Zealots. I think you throw down a building here to extra, like, wall on this sunken. Maybe even throw down a second sunken if you want to be extra safe. Alright, gas is being mined for our Zerg player, and we are following this up with a Hydra Den, so it's looking like we're going to try and follow this up with a Hydra bust for our Zerg player. Cannon, unfortunately, going to kill this Overlord, which is going to really hurt Mutaller, because we're already supply blocked. How many Zerglings do we got here? That is 10, plus 8 is 18. Good move here. Going to run past with 8 Zerglings. It's going to force the Zealots to come in, and then we can come back in here and surround these Zealots with these Zerglings. Get one pick off. Good surround here out of Mutaller, getting really good surface area with these Zerglings and still fighting in range of the Sunken. And I think he can chase these Zealots all the way back home, completely reset the Zealot count, and he's going to be able to expand and do whatever he wants behind this. And yoitsflash having to do this really weird, like, block in here to, like, try and keep some cannons and keep himself alive. But Mutaller could potentially end the game right now if he wants to. We're continuing to drone up. We do have the Hydra done. We have a lair on the way. Let's see if he decides to make a bunch of Hydras and try and bust this. These cannons will not defend this Nexus from Hydras if he does decide to go for that. We got one Zealot that did split off. This Zealot's going to barely make it back home alive. There's enough Zealots here to push these, or chase these back, and let's see if he catches this Zealot before he gets in. It is an injured Zealot, so he might be able to pick it off. 10 HP! He does pick it off, and loses 2 Zerglings for the cost. Alright, Nexus is done. We are at 24 drones to 21 probes, though, so this is looking like it could potentially be a pretty quick game here. We're making more Hydralisks. I wouldn't mind seeing a drone come out to get ready to expand after the Hydra push starts to come out. The lair is still on the way. There's the drone getting ready to expand as well. So Mutaller playing this extremely well. Zealot leg speed on the way, so we are going to go for a quick Zealot leg timing here. We only have 2 gateways still because we're only on 1 base economy. We're only just now starting to get this up, and we haven't been making probes entirely, or the entire time at home, so we don't have a ton of probes to back this up. More and more Hydras are coming up, though, which is really scary. If yoitsflash, if Mutaller can get to a strong enough Hydra count that the Zealots don't pose a threat anymore, this base is not defended from Hydralisks at all. As the moment we're moving across the map, though, I think there is enough Zealots here, especially with Zealot Lake Speed about to finish up, that Mutaller can't actually push into the natural here. But if we keep making Hydras and going across the map, that number will slowly start to go, but we are droning up behind this, so... And these are all healthy Zealots. Yeah, he is gonna get pushed back, and I think that's pretty much the end of this. I don't think that... well, he's continuing to make Hydras, so maybe Mutaller is still smelling some blood in the water. We do have our third base coming up for Mutaller. We do have a drone advantage against yoitsflash. So far this is looking really good for Mutaller. More and more cannons coming down. These are unoptimal cannons. This is really going to delay the mining here at this natural, even if he doesn't break this location. Like, the damage is already done. The fact that these cannons have to be placed like this, these Hydras have already done their damage, even if they don't kill anything or break anything. More and more Hydras coming across the map. We do have Overlord Speed coming up. We do have our Evo Chamber coming up. A couple of Zerglings coming in just to get some scouting information. Does see a bunch more cannons being warped in. And we do have our first Stormy Boy out. We don't quite have Storm yet, but the window to try and break this location is very quickly closing off. And I think Mueller's just going to go for a contain at this point. I think it's a little bit too late to try and break this, and like I said, with these cannons placed like this, I think you've already done the damage you needed to do. You do a couple of big rounds of drones, the Protoss can't really punish you for it, and next thing you know, you're at 42 drones to like 32 probes, and you are feeling so fantastic as Zerg in that point. Could even do potentially a mutilus switch here if we throw down a Spire. I do like this. Zergling's out on the map looking for potential third bases. I wouldn't mind seeing this one like patrol back and forth between here. I think there's a base down here, isn't there? Yeah, and this base could technically have been snuck. You don't ever know, but... DT going to come out, but unfortunately the Overlords are going to get here just in time. Massive storm goes down, though. That's going to really soften up those Hydras, and these Hydras have to run away. They can't stay here to fight any longer. Ooh, going to lose both these Overlords, too. Rest in peace, my beautiful little Overlords. You will be missed. Alright, meanwhile, back at home, yeah, look at that. 42 drones to 34 probes. Throw down 2 macro hatches at our third base location. You can take a fourth behind this. You can get ready to mass a metric ton of Hydras. You can do pretty much whatever you want at this point. Throwing down a second Evo Chamber, so we're going to go for the double upgrades. And here comes a push out from yoitsflash, but Mutaller ready to pick off both these High Templars if he's paying attention. Oh, he was not looking at his mini-map, so this army's going to get past him. All right, hopefully he sees what this Overlord brings these Hydras back, because these High Templars are so far away from his army. Oh man, he's just not noticing it. Come on, they keep poking into your vision. This could be really bad. If these Hydras, or if these High Templar get over here. Okay, we do have Lurkers. Ooh, good storm, though. Oh my gosh, that really softens up those Lurkers. But with no detection, yeah, this is deflected. He has to run back home. Mueller's starting to stack up a lot of money. He really needs to get a 6th hatchery down. Even with the double Evo Chambers, his drone count, well, he's only at 39 now. He's lost a lot of drones for some reason. It's something. Ah, another macro hatchery here, and there's another hatchery making somewhere. Or was that this one that I was seeing on? That was that one I was seeing on the thing. Okay. So yeah, this 6th hatchery is probably late, but definitely not the end of the world. And we really need to mine gas. Why are our gas so low? I mean, I guess we did make like 8 Lurkers and just made a couple more, so that's probably where all the gas went. Yeah, and there's 4 more up here. Didn't see if Drops is research. Is he going to go for Drops? There's no Overlords over here, so I'd be surprised if that's his plan. And it's looking like he does want to come back in here and try and bust this location, but we don't even have observers out yet. Battle probe with the army. Poking in with a Zealot to see what's what, but yeah, he can't really break this position. I do like that he's across the map still. I think too many Protosses see this and go, I can't break that, and then they just run home and give up map vision. I think having these out here is a good idea. And I like this, keeping these Lurkers here. It would be actually really cute to like put 2 Lurkers here or 2 Lurkers here on hold position. Could even do them like back here on hold position and like the other 2 here to delay the Nexus even further. Yeah, here comes this probe. Goodbye, probe. No third base for you. Observatory is on the way, so it's going to be another little while before you can even clear these out, unfortunately, for our Protoss player. Battle probe still in the fray. But we're on an entirely Lurker defense right now. We're not making units. In fact, we're starting to really stack up some money here. 3,500 minerals at 41 drones? Like, Mutaller is just, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if like someone's like talking to him in real life or what's going on here, but he's just not macroing at all. Oh, now we're just throwing away units? I mean, I would assume the replay's broken, but units still get made when the replay's broken. They just don't move, so I'm not sure what's going on with Mutaller here. I'm looking around to see what he's microing or doing, but I'm not seeing what's going on. And he's got 170 APM, so he's definitely doing something. Yeah, he's still not macroing back at home. Up to 5,000 minerals. I'm gonna reset the replay real quick, just to be safe. So, sorry, we're gonna get a bit of a... Okay, the replay was broken. That makes so much more sense. All right, let's go back a little bit further. I'm not entirely sure when it broke, so we're going to go back a little bit further. Maybe a little bit too far. Let's speed this up a little bit. Those lurkers are being made. Alright, I think we're caught back up to where this started to break, yeah. Alright, so these lurkers are being made over here. This army's kind of poking in, getting chased back. That's weird. I've never seen the larva not get spent. I'm pretty sure the larva are supposed to get... Oh, actually, they're units. So the Protoss would have kept making units, I think, but not moving. I don't know how replays work when they're broken. There's that probe snipe that we saw earlier. Alright. Replay is fixed. 47 drones. That makes a lot more sense. This game suddenly makes sense again. Poor Mutaller probably hates me now. I watched him get to 5,000 minerals before I just assumed it was broken. Man, this guy's really bad at macro, isn't he? Alright, more and more units are coming across the map. Where are we at with the observatory now that we've lost that? Okay, observatory is done. We do have observers on the way. This probe's coming down. Oh, we're going to try and break up to the high ground here. I'm not sure that I agree with this decision. There's a small window here before observers get out, though, so... It may have been the best possible time. Gonna pick off the Archon. Sniping the Archon's a pretty big deal. Wouldn't mind getting that Templar, too, if you could have gotten it, but doesn't quite get it. These lurkers moving down to try and cut off potential reinforcements here. But that observer is just about to finish up, so these lurkers have a pretty short shelf life. Oh, come on, send two of them over here and just hold position them there. One Zealot got left behind, didn't realize that his friends ran away, and he's just going to die pointlessly for ire without doing anything. This man is not going to become a Dragoon. Rest in peace, little Zealot. Oh, he actually got his Hydra before he died, though, so... Alright, these are getting pushed back at this point. A little bit too late to do any kind of hold position shenanigans. And they are not going to trade super efficiently here. But we have been delaying this third. This third is it's 13 minutes, and we don't even have a third on the way. We're starting a fourth base for our Zerg player here. So this is really looking good for Mutaller at the moment. How are our upgrades looking? We're at 1-0-0 versus 1-0. But 1-1 is about to finish up for our Zerg player. Ooh, this might be a little bit... Oh, we do have a base going on down here, though. Okay, good. He did notice. I was going to say that army walked right past your army. Did you really not notice? Two cannons here. This is going to get sandwiched. Yeah, this isn't going to really do much here. He might be able to get a cancel on the Nexus. He does force the cancel. If he can kill this probe and delay, at least that's something. Oh, he may not find the probe, though. And there is no Overlord here to snipe this observer. The probe is going to live, so he'll be able to re-expand up here. Well, we've killed all the Zealots off at least. It's an only Dragoon army. Oh, I lied. There's one Zealot left over. This is the sole survivor of that massacre. Alright, 1-1 is done for our Zerg player. Still only on 1-0 for our Protoss player with no other upgrades on the way at the moment. So another point going towards Zerg. We are going up to our Hive, so we're about to get Hive Tech. I was hoping for a Hive Tech game, and we are in fact going to get our Hive Tech game. So I'm super excited for that. Bit of a drone transfer going to our fourth base location. Hydra's here denying this as a potential third base location. Oh, catching a little bit of a lurker. Oh, we might catch these drones. That's really rough. We do have some lurkers down here, though, so we're going to be okay. And if you overcommit to attacking that, ooh, big storm going on, getting some drones in the process too. Bunch of overlords getting picked off here, but it's 106 supply to 116, so yoitsflash needs to be really careful here, especially if he gets sandwiched from this high ground and this low ground here. Good storm. Softens up a bunch of these hydras. Another good storm goes down. Only one hydra left there. A couple of dragoons burrowing right on, or a couple of lurkers burrowing right on top of these dragoons. Where is Mutaller's army? A bunch of zerglings over here. He just needs to A-click these zerglings down into this fray here. He would definitely kill everything here. There's only one storm left over. Okay, this one also has a storm. Just box select A, go. There's one group of zerglings going down. Ooh, this is going to be really scary. Gotta send the rest of these zerglings. There is enough zerglings here to kill this army as long as he doesn't eat too many storms. Good first storm. Really good second storm as well. Pulling back with some of these zerglings. Gotta send these zerglings in now. Yeah, we're gonna hold this. These sunken should finish up. These zerglings should delay. And we'll have more army rallying down at the time. Good storm, actually. Might be just what he needs to break this location. Sunkens are finishing up now. More zerglings are coming down. Where is the count? There's a counterattack going on over here. We are going to hold this base location. Not much is going to get accomplished over here. We got a little bit of damage on some cannons, but the rest of this is going to get cleaned up. But we do hold our fourth base location. We lose all the drones at the base, though, which is unfortunate. Down to 35 drones from quite a drone lead that we had earlier on. We are at Hive Tech. We do have Defiler Tech on the way. We are starting +1 melee weapons. Not starting +2 carry pace quite yet, though. And we do have a counterattack coming down here for our zerglings. This base never even got up and running, so this is going to get shut down. We do have cracklings now, about to have +1. All he has to do is right-click on this nexus and it falls. In fact, we're going to catch this army out here. And this is only +1 zealots versus +1 armor for our zerglings, so it's still 3 shots to kill. And that's, yeah, this base is gone. We're going to try to re-expand up here to the, what is that, like the 2 o'clock position. Things are looking better and better for Mutaller as time goes on. Do we have any wiggly boys out quite yet? Not that I can see. Nothing in production quite yet. I would like to see that a couple of defilers come out. We do have Consume done. We're starting Plague. And we are now 1 mining base for yoitsflash. So 1 base Protoss versus a 4 base Zerg. That, you know, I'm not saying it's over, but that pretty heavily favors Zerg. That's going to be really difficult for Flash to claw back from here. I like this from Mutaller, just checking around the map, looking for any potential hidden bases. Ooh, doesn't quite see that probe. I mean, he saw it, but he didn't notice it. But these Zerglings might catch it if they're A-clicked. No, they're going to just barely miss it, too. Another attack coming in over to this location, but most of these Zelts getting picked off before they can do anything. Okay, good. He did notice he's sending these Zerglings back, or they're on patrol. Looks like they might be on patrol down to here. We got to be really careful here. Protoss has got Storm, and Storm's a pretty good unit. Good first Storm. If we get a really good Storms and clear this army out, then that might be what Protoss needs to get his third base up and running. Counterattacking in with some Zerglings as we're fighting this army here, but we're going to lose a bunch of Lurkers here and not get really much accomplished. This is held. All these Lurkers are going to fall. That's exactly what Protoss needed. Protoss is now officially back into this game. We do have Defilers back at home finally, so we should be able to hold and not outright die, but this game went from excruciatingly Zerg favored to Protoss is actually in a really good spot again, and so it's almost kind of evened up. The one thing Zerg does have going for him is he has much better upgrades. We still don't even have +2 on the way for Protoss, and we're about to have 2 range, 2 melee attack, and 1 carrier pace. Catching some drones, transferring is pretty good. Doing some economic damage there. We do have a Dark Storm going down. We do have 1 Lurker that's finished. A bunch more Lurkers finishing up now. That's going to force this army back. Oh, he can't stay here. Yeah, okay, he does pull back. Gonna pick off this High Templar at the very least. That's something, but we're a mostly Dragoon army at this point with the Wiggly Boys out. I can't believe this probe is still alive. Okay, we do finally have 2 base mining once again for Protoss, but we're going to have it for a little bit longer. There's only about 2 minutes left on our natural mineral base. Actually, yeah. I was going to say, usually mine says about 21 minutes, but since we did the 2 gate and it took a later expansion, yeah, about 2 minutes, 2 minutes and a half. More and more Wriggly Boys being made, devouring some Zerglings. I don't know if we got the energy upgrade. Did we get the energy upgrade? We did not get the energy upgrade, so we can't do a Plague and a Swarm quite yet, but that's okay. Bunch of lurkers being morphed. Looks like we are going to go for another counterattack here, and this is really scary because we do have the upgrade advantage now. 2-1 for lurkers, 1-1 for the zerglings, and we have wiggly boys out. It is a very Archon-heavy army. That's going to help against the zerglings, but zerglings actually do okay against Archons under swarm. Archons one-shot a zergling with a direct hit, but they don't hit with their direct hit. They only hit with splash damage under swarm. And of course, the lurkers are going to do really well into the storm against this army composition. There's almost nothing that can hit them. That lurker just barely in the swarm there. Sending more stuff across the map. Wouldn't mind seeing a couple more wiggly boys and all this army moving across the map. We might be able to end the game right here if we have good control. But as much as people like to complain about Defilers being OP, it is a lot of an APM intensive unit to use. We're just kind of throwing some zerglings away here, unfortunately, but getting some decent damage with them. Killing a lot more than I thought they would have killed there. +2, +1 is about to finish. Big storm on these lurkers. It gets 4 lurkers with 1 storm. And this wiggly boy is going to get caught out. This wiggly boy has enough for a plague or a swarm. But we've lost pretty much all the lurkers at this point. All the lurkers have officially fallen. We only have hydras here under Dark Swarm, admittedly, but only hydras are left over. Picks off a High Templar. Going to eat a lurker. Plague coming down. We do have a plague. Not the greatest of plagues, but Plague-oo does get cast. Our first Plague-oo of the entire series for this evening. We really need to get a second macro hatch down here if we can. Maybe even expand to a 5th base location at this point. Mutaller looking in a dominating position, but yoitsflash isn't out of this. We definitely need to take a 4th base, though, like, now, as Flash. And I don't know that he can ever break out and actually comfortably do that. His next best 4th base location is probably this location, but he has to secure this high ground in order to take that. We have another temp, another Plague-oo being cast, but this is once again a mostly Dragoon army. It is a mostly Hydra army as well, so the Zealots can actually do really well under the Dark Swarm if they can get under there, but a lot of these Zealots are pretty softened up by the Storm. Bit of a counterattack coming in here. We do have no Dark Swarm ready, though. Oh, no. Okay, he barely gets the Dark Swarm down in time, but... Well, actually, there's no more lurkers left over. Or, excuse me, Zealots left over to deal with these lurkers. There is 1 DT coming, though. Gonna start swiping at these wiggly boys. No detection with this army, though, and more zerglings are relying across the map. There's no cannons left over here. This is looking really bad. yoitsflash being chased back into this 3rd base. Crackling's getting into the mineral line. There is 1 DT here, which will swipe these down pretty quickly. But 1 DT, even if you one-shot zerglings can do a lot of damage in the amount of time it takes for those to die. More and more zerglings, and we got overlords on the way now as well. Getting on top of these lurkers. Okay, we kill most of the lurkers, but all the DTs are fed. Okay, Storm. Not the greatest second Storm. The last of Flash's army is going to get picked off, and this Nexus is definitely not long for this world now. These probes are going to get sniped out. We're going to be on no mining bases. This has only got like 30 seconds left. We do have a bit of a bang for Flash, but I don't know if it's enough to ever re-secure this location. We do finally find this probe that was hiding down here for the entire game and pick it off. We're going to lose this Nexus to 2 Zerglings. And yeah, we are no longer mining as Flash. I mean, we have like, what is this, maybe 500 minerals at most? 200, 400, 600 minerals left over. That's all we have for mining, is 600 minerals left to our name. And more Zerglings running across the map. These are 2-1 Zerglings with 3-1 on the way. We're still only on 1-0 for our Protoss players, so... Pure Zerglings can pretty much fight anything at this point against the Protoss' army. Mutaller gearing up to get ready to take a 5th base as well. Don't have an observer with this army once again, so taking some free damage on these Zealots. And yeah, I think yoitsflash now realizes this game is over. I think he's just trying to decide how he wants to go out. Going out on his own terms as best as he can. And look at those Zealots just rip these, or these Zerglings just rip these Zealots apart, though. First storm goes down, but it was a pretty big whiff. That was the only storm we have. These two should have storm for too much longer. So that's 2 more storms. And we are starting to mine out as the Zerg player. We are down to 2 base economy, about to be a 1 base economy. So if yoitsflash can hold, maybe. If he can resecure this location and hold, maybe there's a chance here. But Zerg is double expanding behind this. Here comes another attack, and that was a better storm. Gets quite a few Zerglings there. but it's a mostly Dragoon army against a mostly Zergling army. Decent Storm. That's the one spot where Dragoons do very well against Zerglings, is if you can get a Storm on top of them. Lurkers coming forward, though. Do have no Zerg with this army at the moment, but this is all that's left of the Protoss' army right here. 10 units, most of which are... Oh, he's even killing his own Zealot on accident. Bunch of Hydras coming across the map. Oh, this is looking so scary. It is one mining base for the Zerg player, but it's 107 supply to 61. So we're going to have to see some of the world's most amazing storms. In fact, I don't know if I would have made the Archon there. I think the storms are more important to hold out for. Ooh, we lose our last observer as well, but there's no lurkers, fortunately, so it's not the biggest thing at the moment. But we are officially mined out. We can't even make a Nexus at this point, so good storm. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but that was a very good storm. We do manage to push this army back, but we need to secure this location, and more Hydras are coming across the map. These are 2-1 Hydras, 3-1 Hydras, actually, in fact. 3-2 is about to finish up. That's 3-2 there. We A-clicked the assimilator, so we're getting some free damage here as the Protoss. That's definitely something. Anything that can help him right now is anything. But we do have to long-distance mine to even get the minerals required for a Nexus, so... And we don't have a lot of probes. We only have 19 probes. But yoitsflash, once again, holding on just a little bit longer, just trying to make just a little bit more. If he can just delay this out, maybe he can get a chance back into this, but we're about to be back up to 4 mining bases for our Zerg player, with our 8th base now on the way as well. We do find a couple of free wiggly boys here in the middle of the map to kill, though. That's pretty nice. It's 90 supply to 48. That's kind of really bad, but you never know. Storm's a pretty good unit. And that is a huge, massive supply difference in just drones alone. Like, yoitsflash's army is actually bigger than Mutaller's right now. And this might be the last attack of the game. The upgrade advantage is just too massive. yoitsflash's units just evaporating under the upgrade difference, and GG, well played, is called. yoitsflash is going to lose the series. Mutaller is going to take it 2-1. Alright, let me just make sure there's no more hidden replays here, but I'm pretty sure that was our last series, and yes, it was. So let's go ahead and find someone to raid, guys. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed the cast. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for the follow. No multitasking. Much appreciated. Love you, buddy. Let's go find a Twitch streamer to cast. Or to cast? To raid. Alright, let's see here. Starcraft. Who is online? That'll work. Alright, once again, guys, thank you for watching. I will see you guys in the next cast. Much love, much appreciated.